everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Plight of Sand. The reason I'm saying that is that we have a character from Blood and Sand brought over to The Plight of Princes. Where last we left off, we weren't with the Plight of Princes party. We were with a group of characters who were retired from a previous campaign, brought back because the party of players did a bunch of shenanigans, pulled out a bunch of cool characters from a pocket that the villain had thrown them into for the sake of not dealing with those. Yeet. Now she has to deal with them. The party observed the ancient red dragon of Faerun, Klauth, essentially disintegrating Mirabar, turning it to ash, and coming to the conclusion that they were going to resolve any issue they had with him. The party fighter, Glory, having received a blessing many years ago that would never fade, used the blessing to heal an entity who had survived the Mirabar incident, revealing it to have been Bahamut, presumably assaulted in some form or another as Klauth fled crying traitor. Be that Agith or anyone else, it's up to say. The party then called upon the aid of the giants, whom this party in particular, having completed Storm King's Thunder, were very, very indebted to this party. Torun, a previous friend of the party and spellcaster Stone Giant, appeared, teleported them all to the throne room of Queen Sarissa, who has, since the end of Storm King's Thunder, taken the mantle of regency from her now King Regent father, King Hecaton. The party arrived, respective greetings given, and details were then presented out to the party, out to the characters, the NPCs, that they were going to kill Klauth and it had, at this point already previously, allies summoned from other giant holes to assist. The details were then given out that Bahamut had been essentially attempted to be murdered in a way which seemed to almost trigger something in Hecaton's responses. Hecaton then disabling the Wormskull throne, stepping forward and using a ring on his finger, which the ring then disintegrated after the fact, turned to ash, essentially presented out that a tyrant is needed to defeat a tyrant, and for lack of a better term of descriptor, from my first ran Dungeons and Dragons campaign, out came a character from that story, Galgarant the Ancient Gold Dragon, and one of the primary characters of that series. And at that point, we ended the session. So, with grayed gold, almost like worn, and in that way that gold that is not alloyed is a bit duller in color. All of the scales of the dragon are essentially the equivalent of grayed hair in that way. The edges are nicked or worn. They are old. They are seemingly fatigued as they sit, by essentially pulling themselves in. Their wings, which extend out essentially up and above, nearly to the point where they would crest across Harshnag's distance and above Imperator Uthor, before pulling back in and essentially clinging up and in at the back. The two front limbs pulling their back up into this straight way, the scales all sliding in to just perfect form down along the back, with some slight niggles and twists before they crack into place. The ancient dragon pulls themselves up to their main height, looks towards Hecaton, who has summoned him, and unless anyone here gives comment or engages, Hecaton begins explaining what has happened.
I'm just going to draw the sword slightly, just so I can see what colour it's glowing.
Very interestingly, give me an Arcana check.
Very, very cautious glare.
Actually, I'm going to give you a choice, Varys. Sorry, Ash. I'm going to give you a choice, Varys. Insight, perception, investigation or arcana, your choice, whichever you would like to choose on the sword. And Ash, what were you saying? You were saying a very deep or
Basically a glare and a furrowed brow. Very, very strong glare with furrowed brow from Ashka.
noted.
Basically the mother's death stare, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which-
Gloria's like more or less behind Ashk, and she also looks kind of pissed.
So it's just like, Ash is down here, and then there's just Glory above her, also dead staring out. Understood. If this character's mother wasn't Tiamat, this effect would probably do something. But given that that's his mom, he's probably fine. That Arcana check. Varys, I'm going to message this to you. This is fun. So, Hekaton begins explaining everything that has occurred and is going on to this dragon, who's just reading it all and is basically looking around the room, like is absolutely engaged with what Hekaton is saying, and is basically like treating an old friend. But all around is basically the observant old eye, looking for traps, looking for deceptions, looking for anyone who he could see that others here might not, looking for any sort of detection or subterfuge here. You don't get to being this age without being incredibly cautious. And as Hekaton essentially begins finishing up discussing and explaining everything, is when he says aloud, and this is why I asked you here. Your brother has gone on a rampage. He has struck at this mortal realm. He has threatened all stability to Faerun. And the people of Faerun wish for his death. There's a solid minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes of just quiet contemplation. A lot of considering. And Varys, I will also say with that Arcana check, you're aware that this entity is also casting a spell. He's casting Legend Lore.
Okay.
Although essentially it would take a longer time usually to cast Legend Lore in this manner, he's doing it what seems like at a quickened pace to what others would be able to do. As he's listening, as he's looking around, and as he's thinking, there's just this almost like gold dust residual just like off him as the spell finishes. And he's Legend Lord more or less the conflict that's going on as a wider veil to bring himself up to speed in some way.
Permission to speak freely? This is me speaking as Ashka. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
As in, that's...
Yeah, no, you want Ash to speak, that's all good.
No. As in, this is Ashka asking
In character.
in character.
Yeah.
Permission to speak freely.
You get no resistance, and people just look at you expectingly.
We believe that the balance of the plane has been shifted. And my belief is, from my interpretation, that this is as part of a larger war strategy, especially given the attack on Bahamut specifically. This is meant to tip the scales in their favor.
Anyone who would like to, As Ash says the attack on Bahamut, feel free to give me an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
Does that count for myself as well, or
You may as well if you would like to. Go ahead.
Ooh, nice.
Toggle. Auto roll. Right. Roman. Buckley was my biggest problem in that campaign. You are in this one. As Ashk mentions the attack on Bahamut, it's almost like there's a light in the dragon that doesn't per se dim. It's like the grimness on a face that would pull over someone as they found out, as if a member of their family had committed a great travesty or a taboo. There's a mix of disappointment and grief in that. As you're talking, and as everyone else is just here now, waiting essentially for a response, Galgron turns to look at Hecaton and looks at the scrying pool that Hecaton has at the side. Hecaton permits him, waving his hand, and Galgron reaches out and places a claw upon it, and their eyes just begin flooding gold. And in the scrying pool, for all to see, they begin seeing a battle taking place. Varys, even at this distance, you're essentially at a higher point which you could look down kind of and see slight of it. You can see portions of the Klothian Vale, which you have dazzled somewhat near or scried around. The others here have not engaged in. It is battling between the Gith and Klauth's brood. As the fighting is occurring, Galgron looks around. Am I to understand that one here has the ability to bring my brother here?
Yeah,
Honey?
that's right.
Honey, I believe they're talking for, they're summoning you in this regard.
Yeah, that's right. One-off kind of situation. Can't say I'm happy to be using it this way, but I'll use it if I have to.
He's very poignantly looking at you, and in your mind, not from a spell, but almost like a telepathically, you just hear, "Oh, my father. Thank you." And looks to group at large. I do not believe we will need to summon my brother here.
Oh, you got a better idea?
I have scried there at present that his horde and his hold is being assaulted by the Gith Yankee. I have only known them as Gith, so it is the Gith Yankee these ones are, correct?
God, what do we
Yes,
know?
by the way, the Giths are the
Yeah,
The,
what do we
the,
know
the
more
player
characters?
gets them mixed up.
Gith Yankee pirates. Gith Zerai monks.
I can't remember if I know that on Glory.
It's probably been said to you guys, and Varys has definitely thrown it in, so I'll say it.
Okay.
They are assaulting my brother's holdings. He is an ancient dragon and has a hoard of power, magic, gold, and resources. I do not believe you would want your enemy to gain these.
I have some other further intel that may be of use to you, sir. We believe that Klauth is in possession of what is known as a spire. These spires are one of the tools in which we believe that the Gith are using to, as I mentioned before, tilt the balance of this plane. As you mentioned, this may be another reason why Klauth has access to it, as you said, the hoard of magic power and so on. But because of this, I believe that this is why they are being bombarded by Gith attacks.
I'm gonna put my hand on Ash's shoulder and just slightly shake my head.
Who here saw the reported wound on the back of the dragon?
Yeah, that was me.
Are you certain?
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. That was a sword wound.
Then it has fallen truly away from its original teachings. I would, on 2 accounts, request you go to the Klauth. One is to ensure that the power sources of my brother do not fall to the Gith's hand. To take him away from that to here would leave. His horde has considerable defenses without question, as anyone with sense would. But if her forces overwhelm, then they would be able to benefit greatly from it. The other is to your own protection. From what I have gleaned, my brother was there since the very first attack in Faerun for her. He may know of her plans. He is spiteful to those who have wronged him. I believe we may be able to gain information from him that we would not be able to gain elsewhere.
So if I spell this out, you want us to, instead of pulling Klauth away from his lair, instead go to his lair, potentially attack the Gith Yankee that are attacking the lair, in the hopes that Klauth, someone who historically does not like us, will willingly give up the spire and any other information he may have. Am I understanding correctly?
I understand from where you go. This is correct of what I want. He is my brother. First
understand
brood
that.
has been diminished greatly. And around you here are many capable individuals, and glaring somewhat at the helmet and the throne behind him and the helmet of Harshnag, dragon killers. If my brother's rage can be turned against her, which I believe I am capable of doing, this is not the first time I've been summoned like this. The first time I killed one of my brothers.
You're saying you killed one of your brothers, but what it sounds now is that you want us to help save him and his horde.
I know you do not care for him. So I'm trying to present the rationale that the wealth of materials, magic, and otherwise he has is something you would not want the Gith to be able to plunder. If I have to kill my brother, For the sins that he has carried out here, so be it. But I would prefer bringing him before my father, as I have been, and as others of our ilk have been before. Given that you have told me that you have saved him and that my magic is still of power, my father lives. At
I'm
this
sorry, but
point, Galgarond draws a claw across his hand, cutting a portion of it, and you can just see the magic of a cure wounds flare over it. And as it does, the wound remains. My father has ensured in the past that those who have been brought to him for such reckless acts cannot do so again, not punished for it. He would answer for his crimes. Power would not go to the Gith, and his horde could be turned against them.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. We'll go there. We'll take control of the horde, and yes, Klauth will answer for his crimes against the people of Faerun, but we will kill him. He created crimes against the people, therefore the people will serve judgment. With your father.
Give me a persuasion check, Varys.
Get his ass.
So persuasive, guys.
Do it.
Better you did it than me. Can you
Sure.
imagine? Oh, I actually do have a higher charisma modifier than Varys. Wow.
Amazing.
Okay.
Tiefling, yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Tiefling. Shifted.
Yeah. It's only a +2 to Varys' +1.
It's a 14 compared to that. Who knows? My DC could have been 14.
In a numbers game, +1 can mean a lot.
Well, tiefling blood, I meant, you know.
So, as you're there and you're speaking to him, Barris, you get more of an idea as you're speaking, like from the reactions of Hecaton and the other storm giant Uthor, who's next to Sarissa, that as you're speaking, you're saying out your things, there's like a moment of tension in them, of knowing both you and of this dragon. As he locks with you, eyes directly on Varys. And you have stared down dragons before. You can just tell this is old dragon. But it is not a attempt of intimidation or trying to force will on you. It is more trying to judge your character in this moment. Draw your sword.
I'll draw it.
As you do, his claw extends out, and it's not like a grab. It extends out like almost as a backhand. And then it's just like laid out in front of you. And the claw is about like 10 by 10 almost, like when it's out fully spread with all the digits. When it's usually in a clumped up, it can grab a person. Or maybe like struggle to grab something like an ogre. But to use there. Use that curse thing. Draw blood. If you intend to kill him, you'll need it all.
You insist?
Make an attack roll against Galgarond.
Fucking do it.
I'll hold on. There's a thing that gives me advantage, right?
It's been so long since he's used this sword.
Let me get the Google Doc up. Yeah. I'll use one of the charges to give myself advantage.
Awesome. Go ahead.
'cause
Channel the wrath of blood and sand.
I
Do
want
what
to,
we all wanted to do and fucking hit him. Yes.
it's a 29 to hit. I'm not blade singing, so
This is where I'm like, it doesn't hit, but no, it does.
us-
Okay, Varus.
uh,
Roll a d6 for me.
yeah, it's 8 damage technically.
Roll a d6
Could
for
I
me
put-
for fun.
Could I put the ring, the
For
timer
the
on it?
next 4 hours,
Hmm?
treat it as if you have. If you did not have black or red on that sword, treat it as if you do.
I think we decided that he got them all based on the past 19
Oh,
years.
so what I'll say instead is give yourself resistance to fire damage for the
I'll take
next
it.
4 hours.
I'll take it.
Rose has
Well,
had
in
20
fact-
years of hunting dragons.
I'm gonna
Look
type it in
what he
chat,
needs
Klauth,
to
innit?
mimic a fraction of my power.
He doesn't have as many attacks a turn as you. He doesn't hit as hard as you.
Sure, he has the wish spell.
You
but
kick him in the nads.
But can you
I
wish
could-
to hit a bitch?
Very.
I mean, Tala, you probably would.
Can I wish to hit a bitch? Sure.
As you're there, you do this, and the sword now hums, like it almost like resonates in a way. And you just have it there, and it just has that extra energy to it now, which is the resistance. Looks around to all of you. Who among you would be willing to teleport us to Clothian Vale?
Look at Varus again.
I can do
If
it.
you don't have the slot for it, I can do it.
Brett and Fresh and I'm full of
Bushy
energy.
tailed.
But I it's I don't really want to use spell slot. I want it to fight people with.
Come on, spellcasters, this is what you're for.
Well, then I'll do it
Come on.
if you're going to be upset about it.
Come on, spellcaster, spellcast.
Yeah, spellcasters.
I can plane shift. That's all I can do.
I can
That's not
play-
helpful here, Warlock.
Silence, Warlock. I'm a real spellcaster.
No, you're not.
Hold on.
Hackathon, why the fuck have you not given me teleport? God damn it.
I don't know
God.
teleport. Why would I give you teleport if I don't have it? I want
Why would I-
teleport.
Plane shift.
Jesus.
If I had teleport, I wouldn't have ended up in the situation I ended up in.
Exactly. Yeah, she gets it.
Can we, to preserve the spell slot, is more important, can we cheese this by me plane shifting us and then plane shifting us again to the
You
Cloth and Realm?
cannot guarantee where you'll come back out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the plane shift spell you can name a place of existence in the world.
Let's see.
Wait. Plane shift is a what level spell?
I can use plane shift through the staff
7.
of the Magi.
Ah, I understand.
Here's
Therefore,
three.
you just using charges of the weapon, which is good for me to use charges, because
Yeah.
it being not for luck is good.
Also, while Kay's looking this up, I want everyone to know that as I was roasting spellcasters, I was messaging Das to do something that I can only do on Kidra. Not on this character.
No, it doesn't appear in or near the destination.
I mean, that would only happen if we were using regular teleport anyway, because we would be teleporting somewhere that we haven't been before, which means we have
Unless
to
we've
do
got something
we have to
from
do the
its
D100
horde.
roll.
Unless we've got something for his horde.
We
don't?
personally do not.
No, we don't.
So we would have to make a roll for it. We would have to make the.
Wait,
It would be a viewed once roll because we've not been there in person. We've seen it in scrying, so
Oh,
it
shit.
would
And
be.
we haven't even seen it in scrying because it wasn't us. It was
You're right.
Durin.
It was Aaron.
Yep. So it would
Can
be
I
based. It would be based on a description, which means there's probably a 50% chance that we would be on target.
well, bear in mind, let me suppose this. The ring that Sarissa had, where was that from? The one
Oh,
that we
you mean
got.
Countess Sansuri?
Yeah, you're thinking
Sansuri,
of you're
sorry.
thinking of Sansuri.
Yes. She
That-
did steal that from Klauth, but that ring went to Klauth after the fact.
So Klauth has that back now.
Yeah, he
Yes,
took
you
it back.
guys
Okay.
wished. You literally wished that to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he will just. Okay, so we'll give.
So
that
thanks.
for
You
that.
gave the ancient red dragon regen. Fuck off with your chill touch. I can already feel you getting it ready.
Percentage on the teleportation. I mean,
Yes.
unless Kirok can arc on it to make it more accurate.
Wrong character.
Can Kirok not arc on the shit?
Hirok's not an Archon, no.
Why not?
Because she's just a wild magic sorcerer, which seems like such a
Well,
crazy thing to say, but yes, she is
you could-
just a
you could
wild
get
magic
good.
sorcerer.
She's not an Archon, she's just weird.
I'm just born like this. It's because I'm like this that my child is an Archon. That shit
It's-
compounds in generations.
Okay, so would you?
I know that would help, but you know you've got two characters with you that are covered in his morning breath.
It's not gonna. It's not gonna help. I don't think.
It's not really an
I would think
item.
Because if we want to get to his horde specifically, we can.
You
we
could
can
get
go-
out. I'm gonna say as well. You could get outside the like you could get outside the actual lair. It's an
that
entire
would just
valley.
be that would just be another reason to use plane shift, because basically the level of exactness that we'd get from plane shift is probably the same amount of exactness we
Yeah.
would get from a teleport, because
Because
we haven't
plane-
been there and we don't have an object. So
because plane
they would
shift
give
is
us the
what
same
you're in or
results.
near. And,
I will throw this to you guys as well, Vars, because you would know it. Klauth's actual lair is protected against teleportation inward
That's true.
because he's aware fuckers will try that with him.
Yeah.
So he's gone, no one comes in my house, basically.
Das is like, I've made this encounter and by God you will do it.
Like, fuck, you'll do
You're
it.
gonna do it properly.
Take a dragon, go do it.
If you want to plane shift twice, then I don't see any problems with plane shifting twice.
I would rather just because that way I can use the staff to capture spells.
Yeah.
I will say as well, Varys, you can use the scrying pool to get a much better idea of the location.
You know, do that and do the plane shift. Just
Yes.
I still rather okay.
Yeah.
I'll-
The scrying
I'll-
pool will just take you 5-10 minutes to do, like to
If
actually
it's,
focus
if it's
in,
about
think of it.
saving spell slots, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which-
And, it's only because the staff it benefits from not being full floor.
Yeah, make an arcana check, excuse me. Sorry, everyone was shouting archon. Make an
Is that
arcana
spell?
check for me, please.
Oh, sorry, not advantage. It's only a dirty.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay. So as you're doing it, you focus in, takes you 10 minutes. You can see several gift Yankee ships flying above and outside the actual entrance to it, within the veil. With it, essentially, there's a singular mountain within the veil, and they're more or less like around it, blockading. Is another way to describe it. You can see drakes. You can see Gardrake kind of equivalents, half dragons, cultists. You see some very powerful draconic looking entities are humanoid looking, with wings and tails, with casting spells out. You also see several broken monstrosities pushing in against this with the Gith forces. One of which, as you're scrying, gets essentially tanks a full breath weapon from a red dragon, an adult red dragon, with no effect.
Okay.
For the sake of it, because just as well as you guys are over here, you can also be over there. If you're going to do this now, I'll just do this.
Roman, have you still got the demi plane and scepter thing?
No.
No, because
I gotta fix it.
the kids have used it.
The kids
Yeah.
used it, kind of broke it, and needs time to be fixed.
Okay.
Do you want to pick an elemental plane?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a way for us to get to a demi plane and then use plane shift. That way I only have to use it once. I'll plane shift us to the elemental plane of air.
You.
Home.
To the.
How many people are you taking?
I think up to 8. I think it was. So it'll be our 7. Let me see if it's me and the 8 more. 1 second.
Probably is.
It's
I will
8.
say if you're doing, I will say
You-
if you're doing plane
Yeah,
shifts,
and up to 8. So 8 characters though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
is it humanoids or up to 8 creatures?
Willing creatures. You
What
went up to
creatures?
8 willing creatures.
Because
So
what
I
I'll
can
say
take
is,
me,
if you're
6
doing
of us,
that,
and 2 NPCs.
what I will say is if you're doing that, pick 2 of them, and Galgron will teleport over another group with plane shift.
Oh, who's we bring with us?
Harshnag. God
Oh yeah,
damn it.
what was it? Harshnag.
Harshnag.
And
Is Harshnag a spell?
It's
Could
Harshnag
be.
as well.
does our son want to come with us?
Yeah, either our son or Cinder, if they're up for it.
Like Chaos and Best Day, they are dual. You get one, you get the other.
Yeah, I figured.
That's fair.
Let's just play together.
Can I? This is a character thing rather than a advancing plot thing. So sorry, but like,
Okay.
how does Cinder look about this whole situation?
Well, she's a fire giant being told go kill a fire dragon or
No,
go
that's
encounter.
not what I mean about the whole summoning Galgaron situation.
Oh, Cinder. In the same way Tauren is, it's like essentially for Tauren specifically, this is like they've like raised what they thought would be a complaint to upper management, and the CEO flew in
Right.
of a
Yeah.
oh shit, this is how serious this is.
Okay.
So if you bring Harshnag, you can
Do
bring.
I have to teleport? I had the one for fucking Ask's pig. Why can't I think of his name?
Turk,
Turk.
Fuck.
the
Technically,
mighty
I'd have-
boar DB.
Technically, if is Turk around, would I have to plane shift Turk
Yeah.
as well? They were
Yeah.
just
Then
that
I
There you go.
technically be there.
Turk and Harshnag, the only two that you only need them. They can take it.
I mean, they can show us boss, honestly.
Okay. So you guys are doing that. Now what I'm gonna do is because you guys are here, you can see this map, can you? That I moved you
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Let me zoom up.
Cool.
It's
I
Unfortunately,
moved-
yes, we can.
I began moving people onto the map whereabouts they're gonna be. So I'm gonna say that because you've mentioned it, Tarun and Cinder get brought by Galgarant.
For sure. Something I don't like. Look.
And I will say, while the named NPCs, I'm not going to like let everyone run around with. If people want to, I can give you guys giants to control. If you wanted to as well, like control a frost giant, a fire giant, a storm giant, if you'd like.
Could do. Looks like there's going to be a lot going on here.
I'm good. I barely remember how glory works.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'll do the first plane shift, and then if you want to prep spells before I do the second one, so in between we can like.
Yeah. So I will say that if you guys want to, prep your spells up now.
That was 2 plane shifts with 14 charges. That'll put me down to 29. Okay.
My life's so hard.
Ah, yes. Let me cast my spells. Those things that I need.
Kirok will look at Glory and just gives her a look that after, 20 years, I think that they know where it's like, words aren't needed, it's just the sort of look that's just haste.
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 Have we slept since... When did I do it? When did I do Death Ward?
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
God knows.
Now you're asking.
No,
I
25 years ago.
I'd cast Death Ward before the kids split away from us. That was when I did it. Has it been a night since it? Have we long?
I'd say you've long rested.
Yeah,
if you
we've
need
long
to.
rested.
Yeah, you've long rested.
So
Yeah,
are we
because
about
we've
to-
Yeah,
been
you
in
guys-
we've been in Fort Zalto since then.
You
Yes.
guys, yeah, you guys crashed at my place as well.
Of course, yeah, I forgot about that. And the
So
unicorn
we're
that
about to
appeared in the
teleport
garden.
thing?
Who wants?
Oh, by the way,
Trusted your place. It's our place, son.
Sorry,
also, I
I'm
will say
tired.
this.
It's okay. I'm
Both
teasing.
Storm King Hecaton and Sarissa are going, so you now have the equivalent of a incredibly buff Storm Giant, which you, in addition, with the most devastating lightning bolt in the entire game, and you have a Storm Giant Paladin.
We got some crowd control, basically.
Couple of bits to check. Roman, who's protected by your book?
The party, really, isn't it?
No
got
one,
used, right?
because was we dropped and it's not been 30 days, right?
It got used, right? On yourself.
Yeah.
Against.
Hold on.
I think it's a 30-day recharge
Is that for that person or for anyone to be
for
resident?
anyone.
No, it's not a 30-day thing. It's
it?
no one can benefit from it until you finish a long rest.
Oh, hell
so,
yeah.
So that's back up, and
That's
all of
back
us
up.
are
Yeah, it should be
protected,
up
or-
because nobody's
Yeah.
died in the last 24 hours.
Okay,
Yet.
well,
To my
that's,
knowledge.
okay. So I said, who was Death Ward? Does it work if you're dead? Yeah, it'll bring you back up, won't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Or
Just
maybe
to-
one of our friends here who's not in the book.
Just to clarify, what's the description of Death Ward? Does it require a concentration?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
If you
8
go,
hours,
it
no
lasts 20. It lasts 8 hours.
Well,
if you go down, you come back up to 1.
Yeah, but that's the bit that I wanted clarifying. So if someone essentially goes down, there's not necessarily concentration check to make.
Oh goodness, no, it's just Death
No,
Ward.
no.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like Mage Armor, it's one of those spells where it's like, if you have it and you know there's combat, you may as well just go.
I will say that I don't need it because I can do it on my own
Hey.
with my
Yeah.
own body. No
Two
fucking
different-
spells.
Kiroka's gonna pull up her spell book and plonk down a telepathic bond for it's 8 people, so that's basically all the player characters plus Tian. Basically, so everybody can talk telepathically for the fight, so we haven't got to worry about distance and communicating. We won't be metagaming if we're like, oh, there's a bunch of shit over here, because we can just talk in our brains.
Blue, is Tion in the book?
I don't
Yeah.
remember. Is he? Yes. Okay.
Because I can. Let's see, because it was up to 6 people I could put in. So I put my name, myself, and then I think it was
I'm assuming Wittick's in there.
New.
No, I don't think Whittick is.
I think Wittick is.
He would never take Wittick out with him. It was only like because this was basically when he actually had to go out to fight. He was putting names in.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm assuming
Because the modern day heroes of Faerun is a party of 5 people, really.
So I'm assuming it's Kirok, Tion, Varys, Glory, Ask, then yourself. 6.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I would cast Death Ward on Kirok anyway.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, because then I can also communicate with you guys from the book as well.
Cool. We love it. So guys, I've got a fire giant, red one I believe is the proper definition for them. I have a frost giant, storm giant, regular. No, excuse me, that is Cinderhild. Beg your pardon, love you or anything, but where's my boy? Where'd I move? Hang on a sec. I need to take this fella off the board.
Mondas is doing admin. Y'all. Fuck Galgron's plan. What is our plan?
Well,
protect the Horde, yes, that's a good idea.
When we're about to teleport, I'm going to cast Longstride on myself.
Yeah, springy boy.
okay.
So,
Yeah,
so
both
we're trying
table.
to, are we just going to, like, nuke all the Gith? There's basically an invading
Or are we
army that we
beelining
don't
Klauth?
want to be invading.
Because then they'll be behind you.
Yeah.
Our two goals are to not let the gift get access to the Horde and to kill Klauth.
Mm-hmm.
To do both, we're going to have to get to the Horde itself.
Yeah. The Gith are literally between us and the Horde.
So if we can get to the Horde, then defend it from against everyone that comes through it, basically. Anything that's not a giant dies.
What's in Galgara?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the limit of a divine intervention?
That's the
Oh,
thing.
gee.
That
Jesus.
entirely depends on what you are trying to do. Essentially, to mess with the divine intervention, the only things this kind of gets limited on are things that would be another god's purview, because that god could attempt to, for example, if you're talking with the god of life after someone has been killed, or a god of thunder after someone has been killed, and you're attempting to bring them back after the god of death has just gone, that's mine, and the god of thunder tries to run over and nab them, basically, it's like, oi! It can be challenged. Depends on the situation, but literally it's like that's how big it has to go for it to be, challenged, essentially.
Because my brain says we're fighting. As much as, I was always going to say fuck you to Galgaron, that's literally my character traits. But Galgaron did have a point in that we're now fighting two armies, because we're now going to be fighting Klauth and the Gith, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
So my brain says get one of them out of the way.
I second this because, in essence, what we are trying to do is to get that spire away from both armies. But the Gith is a larger threat in the long run.
But my only thought is, because I'm not going to be able to divine intervention, hey, what if this army was dead? Because that feels like a cheat. But even if I divine intervention to get them off this
You say
plane.
that. You say you won't be able to divine intervention. I wish
But
this.
also,
You say that.
but also, I wish every, a divine intervention to kill all, Githyanki on this plane is not a very glory thing to do.
Plus.
Minor genocide.
Plus,
But,
kind of thinking
genocide is a
about
treat.
it. Kind of thinking about it from a devil's advocate kind of way. You're essentially saying, right, I'm going to kill all Gith on this plane, when the Gith themselves are a multiplanar entity.
Yes, this was also my thought.
So
Because-
that sort of strategy is kind of a little bit putting duct tape on a leak.
Well, that's all we need, though.
Yeah, and the thing is that, if they've got a small army here, this small army, any losses that they have today are going to be permanent losses now, because they can't respawn anymore. We've literally stopped that. So it is kind of a two birds in one stone of if we take out a bunch of Gith, that's going to deal damage to them as a whole, because they'll lose a bunch of men.
Forgive me for the for not remembering this, but how did we affect the non-spawning bit?
We destroyed the
necromancy spire.
Right. Okay.
So they cannot respawn anymore.
Glory, what would you like? Would you like to attempt to use the spire, right? Or the spire? Sorry, the divine intervention.
I wouldn't use it before I saw the field anyway.
Cool. That's fine.
I was just using your distraction to bounce off some options. And
That
it
is
didn't
fair.
help me.
No, I wouldn't have seen one of them. Never mind.
We're throwing out all the bad phrases, aren't we? What's the limits of a divine intervention? Have I seen this type of creature before?
Oh no, it was more.
Yep, I see it. All good.
I was more because the ruling on true polymorph. If I was to say cast it on myself,
we're back to the true polymorph.
True polymorph.
Operation.
It has to be something that can be able to concentrate on spells. Correct.
Correct. In addition, it has to be something which I do believe is quote unquote your CR and down. I believe is the thing.
So technically, I'm level 19.
Yes.
So
So you can do CR 19 and lower. You could be a beholder. That'd be a pain in the ass.
But if you're true polymorph, you don't have access to your spells.
Correct.
No.
Shape change, and it's use your spells the better it is.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's how
That
Fake
was
Varus
the only
did it
thing.
before he got Thanos. Right
I
behind
love
me.
the sentence.
That's why I was getting the ruling.
Okay.
Ali,
Considering.
Nemo, how are you feeling? This is great, isn't it? You're really engaging in this. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's alright.
Sorry,
I tell you
we're
what,
all
like,
hands
Tara.
at big movements.
I tell you what, I will say this for both Ollie and for Nemo. You get first pick on the giants if you want. You can pick a giant that you want to be. Any of the generic ones, which would be this big boy, and this big boy. So you can choose the three at the front. You can choose one of those three if you'd like.
Have we seen a Baylor?
And other wonderful phrases that you hear in 5e.
Out of character, I'm going to say this very clearly, Narrowin. You summoning a Baylor next to Galgaron would be hilarious, given what happened last time Galgaron had a Baylor in his player.
Oh yeah, I
What do you
remember
think?
that.
Remember how Buckley became a fucking
Cleric?
a cleric? He got slapped by
Yeah.
Hit by a Baylor.
That was a very long day.
Yeah, that was.
By the way, Ollie, is there anything that we can clarify for you if you are there?
Yeah, I'm here. So,
Yeah. Is this a little bit overwhelming, or are you good? Because we can help, just sort of help you with the strategy or anything. Because I understand that this is your first time playing level 18 or level 19. So if there's anything that we can help with,
I'm just kind of I'm just gonna, I'm figuring things out and just taking it step by step, really. I think once we start, just keep moving forwards, I'll be able to pick it up. Thank you for the concern, though.
no worries, no
Yeah,
worries.
that's fine.
It's a lot to take in. So yeah, just checking in.
As far as giants go, Fleet will just go with whichever giant wants to go with her.
No, I'm asking you as Nemo.
Das
what
has so
giant you
much to
like
control, he's kind of like spreading the load a little bit.
Not the NPCs, because some of them don't have full rules, some of them do. But the others, it's like there's the three generics out there, so that's a storm giant, a frost giant, and a fire giant dreadnought. You get to choose which one of those you'd like.
I don't know, Fire Knight Dreadnought, why not?
Give you the fire giant. And Ollie, that leaves you between a frost giant and a storm giant. I will let you know that a storm giant is much more powerful than a frost giant.
I will. Are both like?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but between you and me, I think a frost giant's simpler.
Frost Giant's simpler.
Simpler. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do Frost then. Frost Giant.
Okay. Get a frost giant. Okay, so firstly, there you go. There's Tim the fire giant.
Ah, there are some who call them Tim.
Tim the Tatman fire giant.
But where are the horns?
On their other helmet.
Yeah, true.
Is that the blacksmith?
Here's Greg. Here's Greg the frost giant. Deliberately, one has the horns and isn't Tim. Deal with it. Anyway. So I believe both of you can now view that, and I believe you both have access. I basically said everyone can control them, so if anyone wants to tap in and help them, they can.
Okay, so coming back.
They're blank character sheets.
Weird. They are duplicated.
It's like you made them characters, not NPCs. So when you click on it, it comes up. Do you want to use the character manager? Or at least that's what came up.
FYI, I can
Hang on a
see.
sec. I'm just gonna quickly.
Oh no, don't worry. I think
you can sort
it's done
that.
it now.
Yeah. To come back to stratagems, what do we want to do? Do we want to try to nuke this field of baddies that we've got on the front to like try and do damage to the Gith? Do we want to try to steamroller our way right into the center because there's going to be a lot of shit inside as well? You know, what's the vibe? Are we just going to be systematic and work our way through?
I think it's going to take a long time to get there. I think, assuming Klauth's inside, I want to get to the horde and then defend the horde rather than fight our way to it and then be done. But it's how do we get there?
Yeah, in
And how do we
theory,
deal with Klauth who's going to be there?
repelling the Gith is easier, but, and I hate to say this because it's exactly what Galgaron proposed, but at least pretending in the short term that we are on Klauth's side in defending the Horde
I'm okay with pretending.
Okay, we're pretending.
is...
We can all make
Yeah.
believe we're Dungeons and Dragons players.
Look, I might not be playing Pox right now, but I'm always Pox on the inside. So I'm saying that we lie and get in, be like, we're here to help, and then top 10 anime betray.
I mean, let's
Enemy
be
of-
real, Klauth wouldn't believe us anyway.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, for now.
Like,
So,
Klauth's never gonna be like, these guys are definitely here to help me, but I think we can probably both mutually agree to settle our differences when the Gith aren't breathing down our necks.
Yeah. So we do want to try to
And if
fight
he
the Gith
doesn't,
a little bit.
Yes, he'll die.
My priority is going to be support, backing you folks up,
Yeah, I think speed is key.
irrespective of what
Speed
the
is key.
actual, irrespective of what everyone else's strategy is. So I will be buffing where I can and actually providing tank where I can.
Right. Carry on. Sorry.
I was just rambling, so carry on.
So, above table stupid idea. There's a ship there that looks very stealable.
There are several ships. That
There are
look very
several
stealable.
ships that look very stealable and very crashable, potentially, as well, is the thing. So that's
Count-
a potential plot
Oh,
that we
wait.
could do.
And above
Counterpoint.
table, I will also remind you that we have Roman.
Yeah!
And Roman justifiably can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Counterpoint.
Wait, what?
Counterpoint. Ships have crews, so there's no actual guarantee that we'd be able to get those ships without fighting an additional crew.
We're throwing out a lot of
Wait,
possibilities that
hold
are great,
on.
but we won't know until we get on the ground. We might get on the ground and see those ships empty. So
Yeah,
when we get on
we're
the
just
ground,
Yeah.
discussing possibilities
sure.
while Das is sorting everything out.
for sure. And like,
Yeah,
I mean, you guys can put yourselves on the map to save that time too.
Yeah, I was just
Well,
throwing it
but
out there.
By
like,
the way,
if-
I gave everyone access to Jeff the Storm Giant, so you can control Jeff as much as you like.
I was just throwing it
Can
out
I
there
turn
of
into
like,
a
if
phoenix?
this is a ship that's like put in, it's just floating there and it's heckin' put in neutral, then it's like, cool, we'll just
no-brainer.
throw a small fireball up there and down it goes. But as you're saying, it could have a crew in there. I don't heckin' know. And the same result probably could still work. Honestly, you still throw a fireball up there, down it comes.
yeah.
Why are you
dominant
glaring at
problem-
me?
On the
yeah. I'm not sort of saying it to. I'm
I
not
know how
saying it
ships
to
work.
bring people's
You should
plans
know better
down.
than
I'm
most of the
just
people
think-
here how a boat
Guys,
works. Neutral.
Basically trying to say, hold on.
Don't care.
I'm not
Stacey,
saying
you
it.
say.
Neutral.
I'm not saying it to bring people down. I'm just saying it as an additional point to think about in terms of the strategy.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Roman has range. They have the range, darling. They can do it.
And by they have the range, we mean they're the one stupid enough to do it.
Eldritch Blast.
I mean physically they can
Oh,
attack
right, yeah.
at range. Plus they
We're
have
implying different things.
plus they have the range, darling. They can do it.
Our dominant problem is that we're entering in the worst strategic position possible, and getting out of that position in whatever way we have to is gonna be the primary thing. We need to move and reposition fast, because we do not want to be attacking from the most populous part of the Gith army and a mile away from what we're trying to get to.
Then how about, here's a fun point. The moment we go in, we summon Huru, we fly straight through the door.
Totally can do that. That's a viable strategy as well.
If Huru goes down, they revert back to the token, and then we're like, okay, now we fix things from there.
Yeah, Huru is
what-
purely transport.
So what I can assert by that and what you're saying is, and by the way, you're all doing this while you're prepping spells and everyone's doing everything. That's a fair point. That would actually be useful. I will say that as well. If you guys want, the Giants and Galgorond can just be at the front as a big fucking.
That's kind of what we want, yeah.
Yeah. Meat shield.
They go
And then you guys.
tank the army, and we go do what we need to do.
It's not Galgorond's first army he's tanked, so hey.
Yeah.
someone will probably know the official term for this, but we're basically I have a theory that we take inspiration from our old friends the Roman centurions here
Mm-hmm.
and do the whole turtling shield thing, which does actually have a name, which
That
I
is what it's
forgot-
called.
Turtling.
Yeah.
That is what it's called.
So- but do that at speed.
If we can't magically find another way in, i.e. her or ship, that is the way we do it, I think. For sure.
Can we create a dome on top of Huru that will move with Huru? I don't think we can.
Anyone
but-
got
quickly.
anti-magic?
No, but no, not even simple things like
Who's got
The
collective
fucking-
unconscious?
the fucking no, what's the spell called? The not resilient sphere, the other one, the not fuck.
That's what
The
I said.
tiny hut.
Yes, limit tiny
Oh,
hut.
Oculus Titan. Oh, no, that's resilient.
Also, guys,
I don't think
when
I've got tiny hut.
when you guys
I have it
teleport
as a
in,
ritual.
I will say this:
Yeah,
when you
go
guys
for it.
teleport in as well, Galgarond, as you guys all teleport in, will cast Holy Aura, but can choose to do it on other creatures because he cannot buff himself. That's part of his curse.
I remember the Galgarond fact.
Yes.
He cannot heal or buff himself, and it is a fucking bitch for him. But
Astounding
he
how
can buff
much I know
you.
about Galgarond, considering I was not in that campaign.
It shows how
Um,
much I was annoyed.
So he's cast that on Ashk. So
Mhm.
basically, her and anyone who is around her within that effect gets those bonuses.
Yeah, that'll do.
So anyone within a 5-foot radius, let's hang on a sec. 30-foot radius around her will have advantage on
Oh, good.
saving
More auras
throws,
on Ash.
and other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. So it's pretty much if you summon Huru immediately onto Ash, you guys roll on Huru, shoot in. Everything it's harder for them to hit you then. In addition,
Let's
What
rock and roll,
I-
Buckaroo.
Hero
What
has
I
the
was-
advantage of speed.
What I was about to say as well is I won't be able to put a dome on top of Huru, but I'd be able to put a theoretical dome on everyone else through heroism, because I'd be able to cast that at a higher level, which then gives me additional creatures that I can cast that on. Not necessarily the orb that we were hoping
Hey,
for
I
in
mean,
that
it
regard,
works.
but
It
I
would work.
think perhaps if we've got Holy Aura up, saving your spells might be an idea.
especially because you already, as a higher level paladin, give immunity to fear.
Oh, you do? Fuck, hell yeah.
Yes. She does it in a 30-foot radius because of her level. This is why creatures that would have had intimidating presences haven't been rolling them. Like Zalto, for example, because she makes you all immune to fear, and anyone within 30 feet of her gets her charisma bonus to your saves, which you now have advantage on.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
I think
fucking
any
go.
any plan doesn't survive the contact with the enemy, so let's just go.
Fuck it,
Also-
we ball.
Do as we have always done, and
Whatever the fuck
fucking
you want.
make it up as we go along.
Icky uppy as we go along, my favorite. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, as you are beginning the attack on this place for the first time ever in your history, I would like all of you to roll initiative. For the sake of it, I am pulling a rock out and I'm leaving it there, and you can just point at me and tell me where you want it to go.
Here comes my special boy.
Just like somewhere in the distance, Carrot going.
You've
Dragons
got-
and toast, I think, is fitting for here.
Lou, you've got to put your husband on the map.
Because he's in a separate folder.
Yeah.
They're mostly in a separate folder for the sake of.
I didn't count Tion in my plane shift.
Well then,
That's
could
fine. You don't have
Galgarond
Turk,
have-
but instead of Turk, you
Yeah,
have.
Turk, yeah.
Instead of Turk, you have Tian. And let's be fair, you're about to go on Huru, so Turk would have to be carried by Huru. Alright, I'm going to do something I've never done before. Add Galgarond to an initiative table.
Oh, initiative for 200 creatures.
No,
No, Domin armies, please.
Yeah, do them in
Yeah.
clusters.
No,
I will say
We'll be here
what I'm
forever.
going to do what I'm going to do is the primary characters, so Sarissa, Hecaton, Galgaront, they're going to be doing that, and they basically dictate how the fight will be going on the outside. Meanwhile, everything else will just be like at initiative 10. I'm basically just going to roll. Whoever's doing better does better. Whoever does worse does worse.
Like, at the moment, if it all goes to plan, and the moment we go inside, you could roll behind the screen anyway because we won't be able to see it. So.
Exactly. Sending. I can't get squirrely.
Tion is so fast.
Best boy. Fast husband. Cool.
I have haste cast on me, right?
You're about to.
I was going to. I was preparing it, but obviously, given the distance, Kirok didn't know where we were going to drop in, so she's like, I'll wait until we're in the fray before she puts it on you.
One last bit of prep. I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Cool. You have to set magic on. Grand. You almost you're used to it, so you don't get flashbang, but someone who wasn't prepped, the amount of creatures around you would have been flashbanged. The ships, as you teleport in, are magical. The Gith are wielding magical weapons. There are magic weapons and magical effects being produced out from the hall. And yep, you see invisibility. Very interestingly, as you do that, there are several guard drake-like creatures which are running around the exterior, basically snapping and biting and pulling down at Gith. While there are other ones that are visible, there are some that are invisible also. Essentially, one distracts while the other pulls down, like a pack tactics kind of thing. Think like
Kirok throws out to the group, be aware, there are invisible entities here.
Okay. Grand. I imagine her is what you do as your thing. You do that, you haste. And from there then, Tion, does he just get on her and wait?
Yeah. He's got his spear and he is bunching up, prepared like a cat about to leap.
Fantastic. At the end of his turn, Galgron is going to use his first legendary action. He is going to perform the Wake of Kriadov and is basically going to go 400 feet in that direction. As far as he fucking wants to go, so he's just going to clear the entire field. As he does, from beneath his wings, the only way I can describe this is like a crop plane that puts down fertilizer and the like. Yeah, essentially, yeah. Except it is acid. And as he does, every creature that he does that across, I'm just going to do one for each of the types there. So that is normal Gith, they succeed. Thank God, the monstrosities fail. And the drakes that are outside fail. Okay, so the guard drakes that are outside and the broken monstrosities are vulnerable for the next 4 turns.
Acid damage or just to anything?
Vulnerable. You hit them, they're vulnerable on the next attack. If the next attack, basically, it's one of those things that if someone ducks and covers, you still got 4 minutes to hide. So that's his bit. You guys all begin like individually piling up, and that's his first legend action. Roman, it's your turn. You gonna get up on Huru?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Cool.
Pop up on.
Cast any spells?
Let's see. How far out of stuff?
120 feet before we
Before the nearest
meet
enemy,
something.
basically.
Oh, that's well.
Well, you know, the
within
entire
range.
army's within range for you. You
Yeah.
just go pew, 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 pew.
We all know that Roman is the exception.
Is it on the map? Yes, I roll.
Yeah.
This is one of the few maps
sure.
that might actually make you roll, honestly.
I mean, I guess I'll just fire out some Eldritch Blast just to get shit out.
Cool.
I guess I'm just gonna target what's closest.
Yeah, just you don't have to specify. I'm just gonna like have a total hit pool count for the Gith, and you're just
Okay.
like literally chunking that down more or less. Yep. Fuck yeah, definitely.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The only person who hits more than fucking Glory.
That way, all 4 hit.
Yes.
Okay.
So just like as you're
Plenty
mounting
of-
up, just
Plenty of people hit more than Glory. She rolls very badly.
has more attack rolls than Glory. Okay, so as you get up there, that is your turn. at the end of your turn, Hecaton is going to use his one legendary action to hurl lightning, essentially. The difference between Hecaton and normal creatures is that when he rolls, it's worse for all involved. So let's choose a 30-foot radius. So yeah, you know what? If he hits here.
Wait, do I?
He,
Eldritch.
yeah, he's gonna. Hecaton's gonna chunk a good few people, so they're gonna need to make deck saves as I roll out.
Oh shit.
15d8. Because this is Hecaton throwing thunder and lightning. Nope.
How many times this fight am I going to get Hecaton and Harshnag mixed up?
That is fine.
Probably about as many times as everyone gets Kirok and Kika mixed up.
Oh.
Oh god, a lot of these guys were vulnerable as well. Oh, thank god, most of the normal Gith aren't. So I'm just gonna do this every time Gith get taken off the board. Also, a few Drakes got taken off the board, but Hecaton doesn't care.
I was gonna say also that should actually be another. I think I've added it. No, I haven't. That should be another 12 damage for me because didn't add my charisma mod.
Cool. No worries. Mod that on now.
What's the mod?
Huh?
Only a +3.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do that, Glory, you mount up as well.
Wait, what am I doing?
You're just mounting up on top of
Mounting
Huru, getting
Huru.
ready.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Basically,
I don't need to hit dodge action, do I?
No, but you can choose to if you'd like to. It just basically means if something does decide to aim at you, it's gonna miss.
Other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against me anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
I will
fair.
hold. That's what I was checking. I will hold my action in case anything comes into range. Attack action. Main hand, Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything comes up, you just go, Hutch!
Yeah, I will
Right.
literally just be like, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to compare to, but I can't. You know, when someone's at the bow of an airship and is just like hacking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, yeah.
For those
I'm
who,
Santa at the
Drive me
front of
closer,
the
I want to hit
sleigh
them
in
with my
Rise of the
sword.
Guardians.
Or
Those
I'm
you
Santa at the
can
front of the
are-
sleigh in Rise of the Guardians.
those who aren't zoomed out, that is approximately how far Huru's going to get us in a single turn.
Cool. As you guys do that, Glory, you get up there. That's grand. It's going to be a lair action because this is Klauth's lair. This is house. And motherfuckers be trying to get in his house. Lair actions. I have a lot of notes. Give me.
Wait, you take notes when you DM?
I have to for Klauth. He's a fucking ancient red.
Be like the rest of us and just completely wing it all the time.
Ad lib.
I do for a lot of things. I don't for Klauth. Because
There's
if
one
I did
person
it,
who takes the
That's
most
power
notes.
talk. I take the most notes in sessions I play in. I, as a DM, have never written anything down.
cool. Yeah. So I just needed to check for the damage. Grand. Gonna be con checks for. I'm gonna say for this little pocket here, cause. Let's see. Can he? Yeah. He can make those hit too, because his drakes are immune to it because it's fire damage. So fail and fail. Those guys are vulnerable, so they're going to take. Oof. What's it again? No, come back. Come back. Where'd you go? I had you. You bitch. Red Dragon Lair features. Get back to me, motherfucker. 3d6, Grant. 1, 6, and 10. Okay, so they take 22 damage. But even the monstrosities, because they've been made vulnerable to the first attack, but now they're back to being immune to fire damage. And the other guys take 22, so they're getting fucked. That's fine, Glory. That's your turn. That's a lair action. At the end of your turn, Hecaton moves. As he's there, looking around he sees all of these things. Looks towards you guys, and he's going to actually give you guys a little boon as he goes. Give me a second. Because he's absolutely gonna buff you if you're going in. Yeah. So he looks up to the heavens and calls out for Stromas, and as he does, he basically pleads out to grant you the power of thunder, essentially. So what he's going to do is, one sec. I don't have it on one thing, so I'm going to believe I have it here. So one sec. Where? Thought I had it. Shite. Okay. One sec there. I'm just gonna motherfucker. That's why it's not on Roll20. Okay. Someone do me a favor on this.
If you can't find something, just skip it for a bit and do it later.
You guys have the properties of Holy Weapon cast on you, but it is with thunder damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to, as a king should, be the first to march himself in. He's going to get to there. And that's his turn. As he pulls out basically this very long glaive, more or less. Like, he doesn't use a greatsword, he uses like a very long glaive at a pole with like a lightning styled strike at the end. Because now that he's gotten people to help him, particularly dwarves who actually have resources to craft with, guy got pimped out. Okay, for the sake of this, as you guys are there, let's see, who am I missing from that table? Am I not seeing a certain dragon, certain dragonborn missing from that initiative table, or am I mistaken in that, Ollie?
Oh, I can't see him.
Yeah, I can't see him.
You are on the map, but I do not see your character.
Did you
Ollie.
roll initiative?
What are you there?
Hello.
Fuck him. I'll just say he jumps on with you. Varys, your turn. You cast Detect Magic. You had that
What?
cast. Is there anything else you
I
want to
did
do?
that in the prep, if I can.
Yeah. Got it. Anything else you want to do?
I'm torn between two things. Either casting True Sight or next turn. Yeah, I should cast True Sight. I'll get on to it and I'll cast True Sight.
Cool. Cast it on yourself. You got True Sight on you. Anything that's trying to be subtle is going to struggle. Cool. It's your turn. At the end of your turn, Galgron is going to use 2 legendary actions because, well, get to try to kill his dad. And Galgron is going to use his breath weapon. Let me just check. Yeah, you can use that one. That's fine. Or Galgron is going to do something very interesting. Because he can cast stuff on you guys, and basically it just lasts for its duration. Because they don't affect him. But he can cast things that have to be concentrated on. He's going to attempt to, because he doesn't understand anything else about them. Just a moment there, because it's getting down.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've seen.
He is going to cast Dominate Monster on a broken monstrosity. Actually, we take a look at
Das
that.
running Galgarond gives me running Vandalist energy of like, how do I justify using this spell on this character that has this major caveat that I put in it?
In fairness to him,
Well,
he has plenty of
not
damaging
technically
sources.
doing damage.
Yeah. Oh no, he just has to not heal himself or buff himself.
Yeah, Galgarond
But he-
can't benefit himself. I know that one.
It's the,
Oh, it just
it's the
reminds me of-
opposite of Vandalus.
Yeah, I'm like, it reminds me of when I was looking at Vandalist's spell list and being like, well, it's not technically him doing damage if he summons something.
He's going to cast Dominate Monster. And that is a Wisdom saving throw against Galgarod's DC.
Oh no.
Let's see. Not good saves, but.
I can't remember.
One Roman.
Well, no, it was just more of a lore thing. The whenever I had the Draco Lich, what type was that?
It was
I'm
a
just
blue
getting
one.
curious.
That was a blue.
It was a blue?
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was black.
Yeah, it was one of Imrit's
Yeah,
children
it was
that
one
went
of
into the
Imrit's
sea, and Cthulhu was like, "Here, have it back. You worked for me, remember?" And it's like, "Send
Yeah.
your resignation
Bitch.
tomorrow."
Oh, okay, so no adult blue Dracolich. Cool.
Yeah. So you guys watch as there is a monstrosity, essentially like literally up with a dragon, like swinging at the red dragon, and the dragon is getting pummeled by this thing. It's being pulled back down to the ground, and you just hear a piercing like roar in Draconic. Varish, you understand it as, "Rich, you serve me." And as it is, the monstrosity just basically drops down off the dragon, turns to the nearest Gith, and the Gith who are turned basically have like these kind of like equivalent of a rifle out, and are aiming them in, and have this horrified look upon their faces immediately as they are realizing they are in serious shit. Kirok, it is.
That's a
gonna be-
strategy I hadn't considered.
Hmm.
Just blind intimidation.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah. On Haru's back and preparing to cast haste, I suppose.
Fantastic.
Kay,
cast-
Kay, I don't know. Basically, is your suggestion? I might hold off just before we
Do
can
you,
see.
yeah, do you?
I want to see what's there first.
Smart.
So yeah.
Okay,
Also
that's your
not-
turn.
Also, not everybody has gotten on the bus yet. Despairing of mind.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Essentially, holding the action to steer Huru. Really, I suppose is
Yeah.
more. What
Yeah,
she's doing.
that's fine. I will say that Haru's movement is basically being held until the last person's on, and then you just shoot.
Yep.
But until then, players go before NPCs. So Fleet, you're up.
All right. Fleet has been, moving around the whole time waiting, and when we finally teleport, she sort of, limbers up, stretches out a bit,
That gets told get out of taxi.
has a deep breath, and some ghostly images sort of start appearing around her. A ghostly crooked horn seems to appear from her head. A long flowing mane, and she seems to almost hover off the ground as she takes step by step. Small hoof prints seem to be left behind. As Fleet uses a bonus action to cast.
Good Lord, Ward of Text.
Arms of Astral Self. Good God in heaven.
Good Lord,
Visage
Ward of
of
Text.
Astral Self. My dude, you just flashbanged me with text.
Oh yeah,
You need to rectify the spacing in that. There's a lot of unnecessary spaces.
Copied from a
But
PDF.
basically,
Yeah.
From a PDF.
basically, astral body has been activated.
He is gone anime mode. So do you just decide to book it in and see if you can outrun Huru? Or
I bet she could do it.
I'm just going to take a Leslie stroll and move up 75 feet.
as your action.
No, it's my movement.
No, no, but like then as your action. What would you like to do as your action after the fact, my good man?
Oh Jesus, where the astral self is a fucking bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Okay.
Das, can I ask for a clarification there, based on how the things are written? And I don't mean to be a buzzkill here, but how would the astral self work in this regard? Is it activating each pair of limbs individually as a bonus action, or do they all appear as part of a bonus action?
It is
So
a
you
lot
get three.
cooler to let him just do it all at one big bang.
Okay, so it's
Also
the
because he
Emerald
is a
pool.
one-time player, like this is a one-shot for this character, I don't mind him going all out.
All right.
I've
Okay.
also checked, and it's interesting. The the visage and the arms come as a bonus action. Well, the arms come as a bonus action. I can do the visage as part of that bonus action.
Yeah, the wording literally says
the
as part of the bonus action you use to activate Astral Self. It does specifically
The body
say
of
that.
Astral Self you can use without using anything. Even it specifically says you don't use it as, you just do it for free.
Yeah.
As long as you have the other two activated.
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, they can do.
So
it
yes,
all
you can do all
rules
three
of
at
learn
once.
in one bonus person.
Okay. I was more asking out of curiosity, if anything
No,
else.
it's
Not
valid.
really.
It's because in that wall of text it's kind of hard to pick it all out, but it does say.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I
Also,
also
like,
do trust
never seen-
Nemo because
Yeah.
9 times
Oh,
out
yeah.
of 10, Nemo is going to cripple himself if he can.
Yeah, Nemo's never going
Um,
to give himself an advantage.
This is
Uh,
where he
anyway,
does that up until, and then he does it then, and it begins like metagaming. Use your action. Was that to
Well.
dash?
Yeah, my action was to dash.
There we go.
Fantastic. You moved 150.
So, you know,
in a
small
turn.
bit of movement.
Yeah, 150. Nearly a dimension door in a turn, like nearly half a dimension door. Cool. At the end of your turn, Galgorn gets all his legendary actions back. And in the words that could terrify most WoW players here, Galgorn takes a deep breath.
Oh no.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna turn into Githyanki's Supreme Commander and just order them all to leave.
Everybody stand on the left wing.
So
Tank them
No.
at break 3.
you'd need it. You'd need it. Okay. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Good.
It's good for you.
Good.
No one succeeded. The worst news, most of these guys are still counted as being vulnerable.
So you can delete them off the board. Is that right?
The broken monstrosities are immune to fire damage
Right.
at present, but I'm going to say for the sake of brevity, everything else is about to either die or nearly die on the board. And the reason I say that is, just got to make sure, because it is important to check this motherfucker has the same dices as Klauth in that way, so I actually need to make sure for that breath weapon. Yeah. That is the fire damage. And this is the radiant. So the broken monstrosities take the 31 of the radiant, and everything except the Supreme Commander gets deleted off the board, essentially. So all of these, not that one, these two are gone. Also, very aptly, he did avoid hitting the one that he dominated, so he still has that one. Oh, hey, you might live. No, wait, no, you failed. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're just outside the radius. It literally scarred your butt. And that breath comes out, and as it does, Varys is the only person here who speaks Draconic, aside from the Giants, because Hecaton does it. You hear Galgron basically declaring out a command, and for an equivalent of this, he's essentially using his intimidating presence on the other dragons. And as he does, or the other drakes or the other dragons, and basically demands they yield. He is brood brother to Klauth, and all here who are with him are not to be interfered with, or they will engage with him. And at that point, he flies up and goes for one of the ships, because he's done enough on the board here. He's going to move up now and start chunking ships. So, Ash, you get on, and at that point, Haru does the full dash.
Yep, that's everybody, so it's going to be...
For the sake of ease, what I'm going to say is move Haru, and if at any point combat begins or you guys do anything while you're on the back of Haru, then I'll move your pieces on the board. But for now, we'll just say it's just a...
he can get to about there-ish.
Cool. What I will do is I will just put a marker here myself, so feel free to move the token over.
I cannot.
Thank you very much.
That is why I am pointing. I cannot.
Is the door wide enough? Yeah, that's wide enough for a big fucking dragon. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
it's wide enough for Klauth to come in on a full swing, so it's wide enough for Haru. So I'm going to do this for the sake of ease, so I'm going to move her to the back just because the character's beneath. So essentially, you fly over, as you're doing that, Varus, you get a ping from your true sight that there are illusions on the two furthest back drakes. They are a form of fiend,
Ooh.
fiendish dragon. As that's happening, I will also reveal more of this space as you guys are there. No? Yeah.
I'll tell the telepath.
You basically tell Battleman and say, hey, those dragons aren't dragons. Well,
Yeah.
those, essentially they're a form of half dragon, they look like. Meanwhile, for the sake of this, I'm going to say that Sarissa and Co here all move up. So if you guys want to control, but Ollie's not there, so I'm just going to say that Nemo, if you just want to like move him up and then on like your next turn start bashing with the fire dreadnought, you can.
I was going to say, but I'm presuming that the movement of getting onto her would have taken an action anyway.
No, it's your movement. He was right next to you. It's fine.
Yeah.
You could perform an action if you'd like.
What I was going to ask was, could I, what's the terminology for this? Prepare to cast Ice Storm, but have it as a whole held action.
That will last until your next turn. So if you do not cast it by your next turn, be aware you will lose it.
Yeah, because my plan was to prepare the Ice Storm before getting onto Huru. Once Huru actually got there, basically use the Ice Storm as a bit of a missile barrage.
I'm going to say is you didn't tell me that before you got on Huru. You
I
had
know.
your turn. So next turn, if you want to do it, wherever Huru moves to next, you can. I'm not going to let you do it onto it. I'm not going to let you pull it on that. It's already gone.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm saying it now is because
You're aware of it. It's now out in the open, and you can do it.
Yeah, I wanted to say that before you said move Huru. So no worries. I'll take it for the next turn.
That's a fair point. No, it is. Sorry. I thought that another turn had gone. It is technically your turn still. So if you would like to cast Ice Sleet Storm or Ice Storm, which it was, out on the groups, you can. Sorry. I misread where you were on the initiative. This is still your initiative, technically. Fleet's like, I'll get there in a minute. So, Hun, point where you want to cast it out, actually, because given that it was technically your turn as it moved, I'd say you're able to.
Yeah, so where...
Motherfucker.
So where Huru is now, also I'm getting massive whiplash, because every time everyone says Huru, I'm subconsciously hearing hurry. So... It's like there's a big difference between a rock and a fox, okay? So basically, leaning from the back of Huru, I'm imagining just a missile barrage in that area.
You mean below Huru on Klauth's Brood?
Yes. Unless there's some complications around that.
Well, we were planning to sort of like pretend we were on his side. Wasn't that what we were gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me rejudge that because that's my mistake there.
As you're flying in, you can definitely drop on some of the monstrosities.
Yeah, could they do like a bombing run? Like,
yes,
since as Huru sort of comes past this sort of batch here, unleash it on these guys.
Yeah, 100%. You don't have to do it where you stop. You can just like go out, and you could definitely do that. That's all.
Yeah, thank you for that, folks.
That's all good.
That's okay. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is a lot. That is extra damage and difficult terrain for broken monstrosities. That is always useful. I know I said Galgoran flies up. Galgoran does indeed fly up. And he's going to use not all of his movement speed, but he's going to use 60 foot of his flying movement speed to just whoop up into the air. Looking at the things that was just beating on a full-grown dragon a minute ago, goes, I don't want those to be able to grab me. Yeah, I can see it. All good. I caught the damage of it. It's perfect. Awesome possum. So Sarissa moves up. The other giants that are with her moves up. Cinderhild is there. She basically gets ready herself to join the fray. And Torun basically, rather than doing fireball, does stone ball. So on the clump in front of him, in a radius, they basically have to make a dex
He
save.
just throws a boulder.
That checks
Essentially,
out.
it is fireball if fireball was a rock.
It checks out.
I cast the beginning of Indiana Jones.
That is 86.
Big numbers.
It's a rock. Oh god, these ones haven't been hit yet. A lot of these are vulnerable. Ugh. No, the sun is a deadly laser. Your sun is a
Breathe
deadly
arrow at them.
boulder.
Oh no.
Except it's a stone.
You're dead, bludgeoned, crippled. Fucking like Gith are dangerous entities, and you guys are like, lol, watch rock. So it just gets hurled out and more or less shrapnels out into
There's a reason why they got rid of us first.
You can't deny like it had sense. Okay, so that's that. Onto your turn. Blue, if you want, I will say that you can have Tion fly Huru.
Oh
He's also
yeah.
your-
If you're okay for him to do that, then yeah.
I mean, it's the same logic of like moving on your initiative. It is your characters, basically. I say you can move him in between them
Yeah.
because he was there waiting. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. We've got freaking.
he can only move once a turn. You
we've
can
got-
just choose when in the turn he moves.
Okay, well, if the group as a whole is happy for Haru to fly further in and see more stuff, then we can do that. If we're just going to ignore these guys on the gate.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, okay. 240 movement, Das. Reveal that map!
You know what's probably easier to do? No, not all of it. Why is it doing? Stop that. You will never know the turmoils I just faced.
Oh yeah, they're already in.
Oh yeah. They were using Klauth space. So for the sake of it, a lot of these are like much higher ceilings with like some walled or like hut-based things within, or like house-based or building-based things within that you can fly over. So treat any of this terrain as stuff that you can fly over. And you do see as you fly in that there are Gith fighting dragon and cultists and half dragons as you go. There are several commanders that are already in here ordering the Gith Yankee, and there are broken monstrosities in here as well, countering up against adult dragons. Basically, this is a fucking throne battle going down. As you guys begin moving in, there is a pulse of magic that just moves out towards all of you. And those you guys who are aware of it, this is the same effect of when you guys shattered the spire. You killed Zolto. That same effect has just wounds out across the entire area.
Ooh.
So move yourselves as you will. And I will say, for the sake of ease, for your characters, for this turn, if you want to, you can choose how you guys move in. Like, you can all throw out your spells as you go if you'd like, and do what may. You can do so.
You should come in and sweep through this big hall, open up for a potential bombing run from the casters, and then curve back around here. That's as far as Huru can get. Any suggestions?
Well, can we just fly? Can we fly over these walls, or do we still have to
Yes.
stick to the corridor?
Yes,
Oh,
a lot of these are lower, like they're maybe like, this is 100-foot high kind of thing, and much wider as wide open things, and there are
I missed
buildings
it.
beneath
Alright,
it.
could we
No,
just?
sorry, I didn't explain that properly.
Okay,
Could we
beeline
just skip
beeline
the whole
straight to
base?
there. Yeah, you want to beeline straight to there?
This was made with the concept of a dragon flying into his own domain, so
If it's
These are
possible,
all-
just to get straight to her.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Also, I will say as well, not difficult for you guys, but you can imagine it will be difficult for other people. The amount of fucking kobolds in here, I cannot emphasize.
Babies!
There are 20 kobolds trying to shiv a broken monstrosity. They are.
I use my accent to tighten the laces on my boots, ready for kicking.
Ready to punt.
There is no punt here. Yeah.
You do see a
for
no.
the-
You
for
do
this-
see a no punting sign in several sections, which you believe are kobold homes. You're not allowed to punt them in their own homes.
No, it says no punting, and it is a picture of Punt the kobold. She's not allowed in here.
No, she's not. No.
Das, can we say, I'm happy to forgo, potentially Tian's and maybe even Kirok's turn to do this. Can we say between everybody on Haru's back, between, Kirok with see invisibility, Varys with his, the true sight,
Sure.
and the combination of his sword and our familiarity with dragons, to basically work out which way to go to try and find Klauth?
We'll
the
say
bloody
yes.
temperature in the air. It's going to be hotter where he
Yes.
is.
I will say that further towards the back of this area, where essentially it looks like there's more forge style areas and like places for mining to be set up as well. You do look to the back, and there are in fact like in the distance you can see like the roiling flames in the distance of fire. Most likely in the north side of this is where you could go. For the sake of this, so you guys move 250. I'm just gonna say you can move directly, like as far up as you want.
Token.
No. I more mean for the sake of. So you're gonna move like about what 240 is it? So
Yeah,
about here.
about 240. Yeah, is his movement.
And cool. So I'm gonna move you up here. And about there. And as you're all there, give you the true vision. There you see in his full draconic form, you do see that there are 3 broken monstrosities in this room. As they're there trying to engage Klauth, he basically slams like a large plate of stone that's on the ground, like a slab that they're all on, like a maybe 30-20 foot space, grabs it and just flips it, basically flipping them with it up, and more or less like a pot. And these are things atop the pot, dunking them into the boiling water, dunking them into the lava. And as he's there doing this, and these are broken monstrosities, so yes, they are in lava, but that just means it hurts a lot. They are still in lava. As he's there, Varys, you have true sight.
Mhm.
So I'll give you this. The illusion has popped. So this is the illusionary effects. And you are aware of magic to a point. I will say that you are aware that a very particular spell is being cast. Just one sec. Just to make sure I'm getting the right spell on this. I don't want to throw myself out on this now. Just one sec, guys. I just want to make sure I get this right. I saw it on a list there.
While you're checking that, just to the rest of the party, do we know what spire this is? Like a true
Illusion.
It is a true.
It's illusion. Okay, that's a good thing that you've got true sight up then.
And it was
Yes,
what
it
plane?
is.
It was celestial, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, you are correct. It was indeed that. One sec, guys, because I did have it and I've lost it.
Now that we've got a lay of the room, do people have any requests or strategies? It's probably not a good idea to fly over the lava in case Kuru gets bumped out.
It's fine for Glory. The rest of you, though.
What are we looking at?
At the very top, we've got a big, massive lava ravine with Klauth on the other side and a bunch of shit. That we can still attack. We can
Klauth?
Yeah, we can attack the stuff and keep up the facade of we're on his side, but for
That's what I'm thinking. Where's the
Here's what
horde?
It is literally all around Klauth is just gold. You
The
can
other
see
side of the
items,
lava
gold.
river.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, you
literally
can
this
see
is clearly.
Just above him, there's like a little gold pile.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
just
see.
that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for the sake of it, it's everywhere. This
That
is
whole side
this
of
is a
lava.
colossal dragon. But here's what you guys see as you're going in. As you're there, Varys, with the true sight activated, you see that there is an illusion. As Galgorn, excuse me, no, that's the one outside. As Klauth is there, he is screaming in anger. Basically, like he slammed down and flipped with one arm, while he's focusing with another arm. What you realize, Varys, is that because of the way the spires work, they essentially can just uber boost spells of a type. The spell Mental Prison is a unique spell in that it is very difficult to work and it has to have a lot of requirements. But what you see, almost like a astral projection of self, is Klauth focusing out towards it. Is an astral projection of Lakith caught in a mental prison by Klauth. As he's focusing on her, you can understand a draconic. As he is growling at her, but he's also roaring. Like what you guys thought was the roar of combat, half of that was just him. And as he is there, he is basically screaming out towards her. After everything, after every bargain, after every deal, I served you for 1,000 years. I helped you build what you and he had. You have been robbed of it. I promised to aid you, and this is what you do. You betray me, my family, all of it. You will suffer. I know I can't kill you from here, but I will make you scream. As he is focusing on damaging the king.
Interesting.
Never gonna say no to that.
Yeah. Keep
that-
that going as long as you want.
Just fucking airdrop me in the lava and I'll deal with these three and you guys go have a conversation.
Tactical nuke inbound.
Tactical wife. Yay! This is the true power of lesbian. Dive into lava. Also, Gloria, we'll warn you. Lava can destroy magical items.
Interesting.
You use several.
I'm aware.
You are immune. They are not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the sound of me recalculating decisions based on that information.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I can be on.
I thought that was
No,
just.
I'm glad that you took it that way because it was funnier.
Interesting.
Then
Okay.
I will stand. I will play goalie.
Okay, anything that tries to come up, you block it back down.
Yep.
Okay. As you're there, with all of you guys moved up to there, like, bear in mind, you're not in the room yet. I will say, for the sake of this, that was your guys' turn here. As that's happening, the DC for
Can we
them to...
Spire? I was meant to think that, but I said it out
No.
loud.
Spire is gone.
Doubt.
Now,
Doubt.
when Varys got Detect Magic up, he'd see it. Beacon.
He would.
I can't think of anything. Do we remember which one he had?
Illusion, Celestial Plane, but he destroyed it.
Yeah, Varys,
he ate
this
it,
entire
probably.
area is swathed in illusionary magic right now. But you have True Sight on, which is very, very powerful divination, which is probably piercing through 90% of it.
Mirror.
I will say this as well for the sake of ease. When options were described for how to destroy a spire into certain volcanic locations or a ancient dragon's breath were options that could destroy it. And if you
I think
want
we
someone
literally memed about getting Klauth to eat
I
one.
think we did at one point, yeah.
he didn't eat it, but he definitely destroyed it.
Yeah.
So he's got mental prison he's concentrating on. And I'm going to say that this is your guys' turn. Meanwhile, the fight outside is just... The Giths were, presented as a challenge. They had a sizable force, and you guys went, what if new? And now the Giants... The Giants essentially are doing what they did in Storm King's Thunder. Running around, running amok through the
Causing
marsh.
problems on purpose.
Yes, indeed they are.
Gang.
And
Why
as
are we
they're
here
there,
now with the spiders? Come on.
Fleet.
Yep.
Fleet, while you're there, feel free to move your full movement again if you'd like. But as you're there as well, you see probably one of the most terrifying things ever. as Sarissa looks up at one of the ships, which looks like it could just about support maybe her and like one other giant, looks towards the fire giant that's present. The fire giant basically like levels its shield like a pair of platforms. She jumps on them and then just gets tossed 100 foot into the air, and she just like lands up on top of the ship. And suddenly she is a problem for everyone on top of that ship while she's wielding a giant dwarven-made hammer.
Nice.
Well, beside them. So she's doing hot queen shit. Galgarond is being Galgarond and is going to probably pick up one of the monstrosities to play with a bit. The other monstrosity he has is going to go around punching people for him. It also gets to roll. Nope, doesn't break it. Actually, wait, that was a 14 plus. It's Galgarond's DC again. Fuck your spell DC, you bastard. You're a wisdom caster. That proficiency. Nah, he doesn't beat it. It's fine. Cool.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Fleet uses Step of Wind and Action Surge to move 300 feet. Running across the walls, as I've calculated as well, for to just avoid crap.
Or peak anime.
Yep.
That's fine, we dig it.
I want to make it clear that Nemo could say that Fleet does literally anything, and I wouldn't question
Yeah,
it.
same.
I believe it to be true.
I believe it.
There you go, Nemo. There you go, buddy.
I already calculated with more than that, so I actually don't get quite that far. I get about to 1 square forward.
Your DM says you go here.
And Nemo wants to do the minimum by running 300 feet.
And I use my ability given to me by which one was it? Word of Spirit, which is part of Visage of Astral Self, and you just hear Fleet's voice booming. Anything from 600 feet can hear it. I just say, "Klauth, you bastard!"
If Klauth cared, he would have addressed you. Clearly, he is busy dealing with Lakith.
Yep.
He is not a happy boy. Okay, so I'm going to say that turn of combat happens. Boys outside do some heavy lifting. But now you are here at present. There are 3 broken monstrosities in the lava. Klauth has definitely registered that you're there. And the monstrosities basically use their turn to break out and begin climbing just basically up onto the sides here. So they have absolutely been fucked by lava and having to move through lava. But as they get out, they become immune after a point. Initially, they become vulnerable to a lot of damage because of the amount of extremes they've taken, and now they are beginning to become immune because of the reflux of it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. This is different. The monstrosities previously could be overtaxed. These ones, after they get to a certain point of damage they take, they become immune. So having been dunked in lava, they are now immune to fire. And they're regenerating. So with that in mind, we're going to go back to the top of the turntable, which is going to be you guys. Ooh.
Preferences for a drop-off point. Throwing it to the room. You can basically pick anywhere in this. Basically pick anywhere, and Haru can get you there.
If Klauth has destroyed the spire, what are we doing?
Killing Klauth, I
We're gonna
guess.
Yeah.
But also making it so the gift don't access your horde, because there's other magic artifacts there that they can
Yeah,
use.
100%.
So
Well,
attack the monstrosities first. and
yeah, if you want to
continue the
put me
bluff.
down, you guys probably want to be further away, but if there's any way I can literally jump off as we're going, I will literally... I mean, I've got haste. I'll have haste on me, so it won't matter, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can move 80 feet in a turn. Do whatever the fuck you want. Spellcasters, do what you want. I'll
Yeah.
deal with it.
Okay.
But
I'm
you
gonna.
can do multiple drop-offs
Just to
in
clarify,
theory.
there is a wall here, right?
We're flying over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
They're
flying over it.
all of this. They're on buildings atop this.
Yeah.
Basically,
high
like
is
they're
the
above this. Those are essentially what you guys are seeing. Are you seeing the X-ray vision? These are all like so there's outside periods, like say right here is an outside period, but things like this and this, they are buildings which you're just seeing like the interior of.
Right, okay.
So they go up 40 foot, 60 foot in certain locations, and then
So
you're up on top of a
it's
rooftop.
mostly an open hall, but
Yeah,
with
okay.
Yeah.
buildings
I
splitting
didn't
up
realize
the
I would have
floor.
run on top of the building then. Oh well. Too late.
I
now.
can let you, because I presumed you were on top of the buildings, that you just went whoop whoop.
I mean,
No, I was running around the halls.
That was the extra 15 foot that he moved.
Yeah.
For the sake of expedience, can we allow Haru to just do a drop off for everybody? Because it would
Yeah.
basically.
Also, you can do that with Tian.
Yeah. So
Tian can do that.
so basically,
Basically,
Haru
move yourself.
can get, if we do a sweeping line, sort of like going around like this. Everybody pick where you want to be along that line, and we'll say that Haru
Move your
drops you
token.
off there. So everybody sort of like
Cool.
choose where you want to be.
Hold on, just refresh my
Cool.
Where
Ollie,
the
are you
fresh
there?
hell am I?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Cool.
Are you awake?
You are not on the initiative. Roll your initiative, my guy.
Am I not?
No. We paused for a moment to go, Ali, hello, but you weren't there.
I'm
Oh,
not
roll
going
your
there, but I
initiative.
just need to
Apologise.
move my... I will go down here.
Yeah, everybody pick where you want to be along that line.
Cool.
To within,
So
to, you know,
basically-
to within sort of like 10 feet or so, because.
Here's what
of
I'm gonna do for
wingspan.
the sake of ease for the people who are still down there.
Yeah, move,
Yeah,
I
move
just have to
everybody
move
up
it
to this
3
room
parts.
for the sake of expedience.
Yeet. Also, Harshnag was trying to keep up with you guys, but now he's just gonna go around beating the shit out of Gith.
Fair.
He was
Understandable. Have a
helping.
good day.
He was helping, and then just saw.
I can move
That's-
as well. I assume if they take another action, I do as well, and I can, because I want to run down the building rather than just jump off like a mad person.
Well,
I calculated the 40 feet.
This is a
and I
set.
ended
This
up
is a
up
set.
there.
This isn't a round. This is just Tian's turn.
I'll say for the sake of it, that when you do, you guys will just watch Fleet literally running across buildings, like parkouring, like Mirror's Edge, just in a fucking medieval setting while they're in a dragon's lair, shouting "Klauth, you bastard!" as they just.
Yeah,
book
I'm just
it.
doing this for the sake of expedience because it's already freaking 11:15 and
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
basically not even started.
Is there anything up there that would look like some sort of cover that I can get behind? Like near the end of the arrow, like up here somewhere.
I mean, the arrow can technically keep going here. You know, he's got
Or
240
up
movement.
there.
Very noticeably, there isn't cover around Klauth's location. More of a point of like you can see where there probably was like a stump or like a pillar or something that has been removed because Klauth is like, I don't want a fucker to have cover in my lair. Like he's deliberately made this as flat a surface as he can.
I'm gonna jump off where I am then.
Cool. The wives are going to have fun with the monstrosities. So yeah, everyone pick where you want to be. and
I'll
put
position
yourselves down.
them in a second. I'm just keeping the arrow in place for everybody. But basically, Tian's turn is spent doing that. He'll deposit himself next to the other melee. Kirok will be on the other side because she's a spellcaster.
Wait a minute, Ashka's a clone.
Oh, there's 2 Ashks for some reason.
Oh,
That's my fault. That's
did you
my
put
fault.
yourself- That's fine. Just delete
Hang on a
that one, that's fine.
second. Here's what I'm going to do. This ash is going to be here. I'm going to drop this ash in the lava.
No!
I drop ash in the lava. The lava starts burning.
now Roman can have a turn. Da-da-da-da.
Well,
I'm gonna
well,
flip
her
ash to go
name,
punch these people.
well, her name literally means ash, as in the tree ash. But there we go.
Omen, what you doing? You are with the crew. You can be plopped anywhere here. You got brought along with Haru.
Yeah, place yourself.
You
anywhere
can
on
pick
that
a place
line,
along that
basically.
line that you want to be, and you can be there.
I jumped there by the bears.
Cool.
Mhm.
Kirok is where she is. Omen is there. Cool. Tian is by the melee, has basically done all that, controlled Haru. I'm going to say that Tian can make his turn now. You're high level characters. I'm going to let you have fun.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting him to have a turn. Thankfully he is a fighter, so It's a lot simpler.
Simple.
It's simple! Because what do? We fight things! So he's gonna run in and he's gonna do some melee attacks on this monstrosity.
I'm trying to doing that. Yeah.
Go Bulla.
Okay, two-handed. How many attacks does he get? He gets 3. Good thing I wrote it down.
Stab with your husband.
Roll a 1. Fantastic way to start everything off.
Why do you suck?
Fuck you!
So a stab.
That's more
and
like
a
it.
And a stab. And a hit. And a stab. Hit. Actually, no, that second one is a miss on the monstrosity.
That's fine.
As it is no longer a broken monstrosity, it is just a monstrosity.
So, are we fighting?
We're fighting the
Monstrosities?
monstrosities. We'll find the monstrosities for now.
So we're not attacking big fuck off dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, Tian will use a
Okay.
goading strike on the monstrosity that he hit.
Okay, he hits him with 1. That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, so, yeah. DC 16 wisdom saving throw. He does an additional 6 points of damage.
Okay, wisdom saving 36. Fails. So.
Okay, it's basically like Sentry is disadvantaged on all attacks that aren't targeted at Tian, which is a shame because Tian is now gonna fly the fuck away. Because he can.
Because he has the mobile feat, correct?
He has the mobile feat, he will not take an attack of opportunity.
That is fine, because these bastards have Sentinel, so thankfully he gets away, and that is...
It's literally Tian's entire shtick.
Bye, 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 bye.
Right.
Okay,
That's his
Roman.
turn.
Actually, yeah, Roman, you can go. Klauth's not gonna waste his energy. You can do it for him.
There along the line. There we go.
Right. What's gonna do? Yeah. Ready. Because we as a group have fought these before, right? Or no?
No, actually.
No, we haven't. It was the kids.
No,
that fought these.
excuse me, you have. You did when you guys got teleported back, so you are aware that these creatures are like powerful, durable entities. The difference is that Ash mulched the ones she encountered.
And that they hated Radiant, but there wasn't really... We didn't see anything, like, necrotic on them
No.
be done, no. I'm not gonna do that, just to be on the safe side. Guess, yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna cast... Let's see, it's just... Okay. Then 90 feet. So, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Hold Monster on this.
Awesome. Terrible for it. Wisdom save, is it?
Yes.
Oh no, he rolled a 7. So
And my DC is 18.
He rolled a 7. So he's like, I'm back. Glory
yeah.
is next.
Wait, is it undead?
You don't know.
Well, no, it
Needs to know for damage reasons.
for the spell, according to the spell, if it is undead, it has no effect.
It does affect the creature.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then so it's just paralyzed for a minute, as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Do me a favor. Pop up Hold Monster for me real quick. Thank you. Creature, that's fine. That's what I wanted to check. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is paralyzed for a minute.
At what level do you cast it at?
Is that 5th?
I mean, it's not higher because you cast
I
it
can't go
max.
higher than 5.
Oh, can you not? Oh, shit, I don't know what spell.
Because after level 5, I only have a single level 6 spell, a single level 7 spell,
okay.
Yeah,
single
warlocks.
level 8, and
I
a single
understand.
level
I
9.
understand.
Yeah.
It's just different to. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the
Cool.
Arcanium.
That's your turn, my guy. Let's see.
And then also, because we're making a nice little fucking cluster here, I'm gonna fuck off.
Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. He has learned from fighting Imrith. Backing the fuck off. Because I remember Imrith and I remember that line. Fuck me. Okay, so at 20, Klauth is going to shift his lair, and essentially that ledge is about 20 foot up, and it's difficult to try and climb up, kind of thing. And at the top of it, basically slate and kind of hard granite just like erupt out like a wall of stone equivalent, but it's just like jutted out to like prove more things. So it's basically to climb up there. Now they have to either climb over these things which are much higher up, or they have to break through them to get through. But he's basically shutting these monstrosities off from him right now as a lair option.
Like a wall that comes out of that cliff, blocking anyone down there.
Kirok has done that before to punt orcs into a cavern.
It was
so
very
it's
funny.
yeah.
Also, I was going to do a bonus action to summon a tentacle.
Cool, where'd you summon it?
Just directly in front of me.
Cool, there's a tentacle in front of you. Cool. Glory! My dear.
What the fuck?
You were hasted by Kirok.
Thank you.
You are hasted.
Oh, fuck.
You
I
have
don't
all your
my-
additional ones. Pull out that little notepad you have. or
Yep,
that
hang
little
on.
note.
Get your little card.
I'm going to be perfectly honest, I did not think I would get a turn before 11 PM here. So-
I apologize.
That's why I
no,
was
it's
trying
fine,
to go
it's just how
fast.
this goes.
The closest creature to you is paralyzed right now.
So wait,
So you have
Haste,
haste,
advantage.
you get an
hit it
extra
with-
action, but you can use it for one attack only.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
You're making
So
one
I would
extra
get
one extra
4
weapon.
with hand and a bone. Offhand, okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. 4 main, 1 bone.
Then I will go here in the hopes that Ash can get flanking.
Well, no, you've got advantage on it anyway because it's paralyzed.
It is. Yes,
I'm
it is
aware I'm going to
paralyzed.
attack it
And
anyway, but it's just in
auto
case.
crits. If you hit, you crit.
Well,
So it does not matter where you are.
well, I mean, I'm doing that for Ash's sake instead of mine anyway. But
Mhm.
When you hit it, I don't know if it'll break it or.
No,
Das, Godspeed, because it's going to be a lot of math.
that's fine.
That's why calculators exist.
Okay, we'll do this one at a time.
I've got one. Mm-hmm.
Das.
Miss.
Does that hit?
Oh, you roll with advantage.
You need advantage.
Oh, I didn't
So roll
that.
once
Okay,
more, and we'll
again.
say that this is the first attack.
That one.
Okay.
On form,
That's the fifth
Glory!
attack.
On form!
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now roll with
I got-
advantage, and these are your other 3, 4
Three.
attacks.
I've got another 3, yeah.
No, 3 main hand.
Miss.
Jesus.
My God.
That hit.
There it is.
I mean-
Oh, it did the math for us. Is there any ones? There's a bunch of 2s. How many of these am I re-rolling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them?
So that's 10 we're taking off of that, and you're re-rolling 5 of those dice.
It's not 10. Hold on. Was it just the.
I don't know how
there's-
this shit is calculated.
Excuse me.
Twos and
So
ones you
1,
re-roll,
2.
but
2s and 1s.
You have to re-roll 4, right? Or was it 5?
5, right?
It's 5,
Oh,
because
yeah,
there's
it-
the first one
it's-
is
5.
But it's take off 9 because one of them was 1.
One of them's a
4
one.
were 2s.
So that is at present
17 damage.
17 damage, and I'm going to add. So that's 40 damage on 1 hit. 40 damage on 1 hit. Dirty.
What else do I do? What else?
You got another attack.
Bonus action, offhand.
Yep.
attack.
No, hang on.
Oh shit, let me see what more shit.
None of that matters. Okay. Sorry, I have like 80 things to check every time I hit something. I get 1 more main hand and then offhand.
Mm-hmm.
23.
hit.
Do you get? Oh yeah, so I'm counting the first 2.
Fair point. That was also a crit, so basically I'm going to treat that as okay. So taking off 4, putting on 5,
Just add
that
1.
goes to
But
9. 9. I'm going to double that to 18 because that was a crit.
And then that was my main hand, right? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
Mhm.
And then 1 offhand, which would be giant.
Oh, there it is!
And the
What
1 in
are
400
those?
roll.
So,
1 in 400 roll.
The 15.
1 in 400.
Do you reroll 3 on that 18?
2 damage, 4 damage there, 5 damage there, 5 damage there, and 7 damage
I
there.
rolled worse.
5,
So
7.
basically, add.
Actually, no, you rolled better. So that's 1 more damage you dealt. So that is 16 and 18. That is 34 more damage. Nearly chunked 100, and you hit it 3 times.
Is it alive?
Yes. I just realized you can action search. You won't get your hasted on the action search, just to say, or your bonus, but you'll get
No, I
3
know.
more.
Is it worth it? No, save everything
have
for Klauth,
to.
right? Save
You
everything
have
for
to.
Klauth.
Yeah, we're playing the
I'm
long
gonna
game.
try to make you burn these early, I promise.
We're playing the long game.
I'll save everything I have for Klauth.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
did 100
Christ.
damage, that's enough.
I just went from having a fighter have a hold monster to a fucking rogue of
Rogue.
your level. Omen, your turn.
So, right.
The monstrosity closest to you, this large hulking creature, is currently held, which means that if you hit it, you have advantage to hit it, and if you hit it, count it as a crit.
If you're in melee with it. But within 5
Yes.
foot for the auto crit.
You have to be within 5 foot to have the crit.
Right. Yeah, so, right. Because just to clarify this, Das, would I need to first declare... Would I have to use a bonus action to prepare the vial, or will it already
So
be
you could have
prepared?
prepared a vial on your claw as you guys were flying in at any point, because
Yeah.
you had a few turns. I'll say you could prepare it.
Wait.
Do you want to describe to the party what they see when you
Okay.
prepare a vial?
Oh yeah,
Do
of
that.
course. So, as you see his right forearm open up and 3 vials inside noticed, he reaches to his bag, picks out a multicolored vial, slots it into his forearm, and as he kind of clicks in, you see each tip of his finger slightly dribble out a bit of this weird concoction that he's been put into his wrist. As he then
For
slightly
my sake, please tell me what type of poison you were using.
Yes, I was just going to say. So the poison he's put in this time has been the chlora mucus poison, is what has been put into.
Right.
this time.
So for the next few attacks, if something fails the con save on those, they get paralyzed.
Yes, it's a DC 13. Yes.
These guys will probably roll that, but there is an off chance they roll a 1. And this is not a magic effect, so they're really in trouble.
Can I interject like an asshole?
No, go ahead.
Do we all still have Holy Weapon on? From
Yes.
Galgarond?
Which is
Also,
2d8.
I'm gonna be. See, you say that. You had Holy Aura on you from Galgarond.
Yes.
Yes. So anyone around 30 feet of Ashk has that, but you have Holy Weapon from Hecaton.
All of them,
And
right?
I remember
essentially,
his
it is
costume. I
Hecaton,
remember.
but it is Holy Weapon, but it does thunder damage instead
Yeah.
of
I'll
Holy
just
Radiant.
roll a bunch. I'll roll all those dice, and you can just add it on. But all I can
How
do
much?
your
It's 2d8 per hit.
Also,
Also,
this
crit.
counts as a crit. So
Wait,
double
how-
the dice you would be rolling.
How many times did you hit?
Shall we roll on this advantage, by the way? Yes or no?
You'll be rolling at advantage. I just have to check real quick if this is the monster you're going to be hitting because it might be dead.
Carol,
I hit-
how many
You
times?
hit it
times?
once, twice, 3 times, 3 times.
So it's 12d6.
A lady.
12d8, sorry.
12d8, Carls.
For the
Thunder
three
damage. Fucking hell.
I typed it in,
Well,
and
if
then
you're talking to us, we can't hear you.
No, it did it. It did it.
Minus 62.
it lagged.
I was going to say Tian might have had this as well, but it may well be dead. It may not matter.
No, roll it for Tian as well, for the one that Tian hit as well. So that's 2d8 from Tian.
2d8 for Tian.
And cool. Omen, it's still up.
Right.
These
good.
are tanky motherfuckers.
I just remembered it. It's
Oh,
strapped
you're
on.
good.
That's good.
Right then, I will I will approach it with some speed. So I'll run towards it and try and kind of glide across the ground, kind of glide across it, and then strike at it in a claw motion as each one's of my fingers kind of extend out in a claw-like
Go
thing,
ahead.
and then it's like,
Dash in, or you don't have to dash. Slide in, make your attack roll. You have advantage. If you hit, you crit. You are a rogue. If you hit, the amount of dice you'll be rolling might kill this thing.
let's see if it works.
What level are you? 17 or something? This is going to be a
Yeah.
This is going to be absolutely gross.
Okay. You hit. So to begin with, that is 8 damage of that is critted, so that's 20. So that's 20 damage to begin with. Now, you have sneak attack, which I believe for you is 96.
96, yes.
Right, that's going to be 18d6 because you crit. And then roll 2d8 in additional, or 4d8 in additional. So roll the roll the 18d6. So slash roll 18d6.
Let's go, Ollie. Come on.
High level rogues, let's go!
18d6, correct?
Yes. And roll the 48 for me as well, please.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Right, it's 48 what?
48. Just roll 48 damage. This is for the
Who are
thunder from the
we to
Drunk King Hecaton basically gave you all a
decide?
holy weapon, but with a flaring that it had thunder damage on it. So roll. Fuck you! I'm more annoyed because I can't roll like that when I'm playing a character.
Disgusting.
Disgusting is right. So that is 87 and 20. That is 107 damage. I will say for the sake of this that they had been damaged by the lava. Even if this one had not been, it would be dead right now. So,
Getting dunked.
basically you dash in, like use one clause like to slow yourself down as you do. Get under this thing. It's kind of like almost in a claw motion up. Glory has more or less nearly hacked off like several of its limbs. You look directly under it and you just swipe up. And as you do, the whole neck, essentially you strike under the jaw and your claws like sink in. And you realize just how tough and tense this thing's entire body is. But you've hit pressure points and weak spots under the neck and you yank back. And as you do, the whole brain cavity, the whole skull and spine shoot out back into the lava, and the body, which was held, is still frozen in place because the body's still being held in place, but you have it into the lava. So
I've just realized what a horrifying combo this is in melee right now, because Glory fights everything the same way because she has no training, she just hacks at everything. With, like, the most precise type of DPS you can get.
FYI, GMT folks, it is 11 o'clock. So
we'll go through this round of combat and then I'll call it. Varys Valoryn.
From my true sight, I can tell that is the real Klauth, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out into Connect. You focus on the GIF. You focus on Black If. We'll deal with these guys. And then I'll
Make a
my bonus.
persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
You have your sword drawn because you blade sanged, don't you?
Yeah.
Go with advantage.
I just took psychic
Yep,
damage from
nope.
Sanged.
Blade sanged.
You blade sang, right?
Blade sanged.
That's technically how that word works. Or blade sung.
There we go.
We found it. It's in the correct tense, everybody. We can all go home.
You can't go home
there's a lot happening, folks.
until the fat lady has sang. You can't go home.
You can only do that
Varys,
in a campground because it's past tense.
Could I get both of these two?
you're not
monstrosities?
king. Stop that.
Would I be able to hit both of them with a lightning bolt? if I position from up
You can
here?
thread that needle. I'll let you thread that needle.
Okay.
Faraz, as you're speaking, you have your sword out, and it's glowing somewhat gold as you are. Klauth looks towards you. There's that moment of you're trying to, while yes, you're trying to speak at like some sort of grade of equal and like trying to like give an idea of what you intend to do here. It could be inferred that you're trying to give a command to Klauth. And there's like this moment where like his eye kind of glares to you, but then glares to your sword. Notices that it is glowing gold, and you can register recognition in his eyes, and the flames that are roaring around him almost dim slightly in a realization. Shit, my big brother's here. Basically.
Our character, do we know what damage these guys are resistant to, the monstrosities?
Presumably fire, because they just got thrown in the lava.
Yeah, we know that.
I haven't written down. I'm not gonna go get it.
I will say as well, I'm going to get just on top of the table here. You did this to the previous gen of these guys.
We don't upgrade it yet.
We know that they tend to adapt and evolve, so it's like whatever you hit them with, they will then become immune to. You basically have to hit them with different stuff every single turn.
Gregor rules.
What I'll do with my bonus action first then is I'll grab one of the stars from my crown and yeet it towards the nearest one.
Oh, that's the one closest to glory. Eat your star.
Which I don't remember what it does. It's an attack roll.
Neither do I.
Do I have it programmed in one of these many spells? I do. It's a 33. It's a crit.
Tight.
I'm gonna leave this as the radiant damage it's supposed to be, because I can change it. It's an evocation spell.
Ah, yes, because you're
I'll leave it
Magus
as radiant.
Invocatus.
Yo, nice damage.
40, what's that? 41.
Crown of Stars is fucking disgusting.
And that's just one of my 7 now.
Yeah, you get to do that as a bonus action. You still have your action, my guy.
I have a character built around that spell, and I still think it's gross.
And then I'll use the star for the Magi that I've got to cast a 7th level lightning bolt. Well, actually, technically, does Fireball do more damage than lightning bolt dice-wise?
I believe they're exactly the
immune to
same.
fire.
They're exactly the
Yeah,
same,
but
it just has a different shape.
But I can change the damage type of it.
Mhm.
It's just...
Yeah,
One-
it literally
one's a
just depends
circle,
on,
one's
do
a
you want
line.
a ball or
Okay.
do you want a line?
Yeah,
That is
they have exactly the same damage.
We'll stick with lightning bolt. It's cool. Do I feel like... And I can change it to any elemental type of damage, right?
Mhm.
I can't change
you
it
change
to
it
radiant.
around to anything. So
Can I change it like radiant, necrotic, like, or just
Yeah.
lit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or a full spell?
It's used usually on things that are like fireball and such, because those are spells that most wizards have access to. If an archmage just had access to flame strike, they could definitely change that from fire and radiant to necrotic and cold, for example.
Okay. Just the damage types. Okay, I'll make this radiant as well.
Cool. Right, you're gonna hit them with a bunch of radiant now.
So let me roll a 7th level lightning bolt. 1 second.
2 dex saves.
Oh, that doesn't do it. It's 31 lightning damage. 31 radiant damage.
One rolled a 1, the other one rolled a fucking 11.
That
Actually,
DC
no, wait,
is,
it rolled
that
an
DC that DC is 100% incorrect as well. It's a
It's
DC
fine.
19.
Okay, that does make a difference, because these guys would get a plus. Like one of them would have saved, but now it does not. So that is 31.
Ooh. Actually,
31.
bear with me on that. Do I roll with my or with the staffs? So
Check the staff, because I think the staff does have like a decent save anyway.
no, it says using your spell save DC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not 7 charges. Oh well, I just got rid of them here then. But then 22. That's my movement. I'm gonna fucking book it.
Cool. You have movement speed up the wazoo. Where do you book it?
Oh, How high up is Tion right now?
Only about 10 foot. He mostly just moved away. He didn't go vertically very much.
No, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'll stay exactly where I am.
Okay.
At the end of your turn, you have said this to Klauth. You have said that you will do that. Okay. At the end of your turn, Klauth is going to use a legendary action. Just realized that there is that, but no, I don't want that one. Not gonna do his breath weapon because they're out of range. He's concentrating, so can't do a con. Klauth, what are you gonna do as a legendary action, my guy? That's a fair point. What's his range? No, they're too far away. He's just not gonna do anything on legendary action. He's good.
Oh.
Can't frighten these things, and he's just gonna. And he's concentrating on fucking up the Kith right now. Actually, that's what he can do. I'm going to say he's going to amp the spell to do a bit more damage to her. So that's another 5d10 psychic damage. He's attempting to cast at her. He is attempting to use psychic damage on Blakith, but she's restrained, so. This is what happens when two old people begin swinging at each other and they've got all their bullshit. Kirok!
Okay, Kirok will come down here ever so slightly. Which I think puts me in range. Yep, and we'll cast an acid splash at this guy here, which I don't think is close enough to affect the other guy.
No, it's 5 foot. 5 foot.
That's fine. It's still going to do it regardless because it's. Hopefully, this is coded incorrectly because of the level up. If it even wants to do it when I click it, that would be great.
Hasn't popped up yet on our side.
Cool.
Come on, big guy, we want you to roll the dice, and it
No,
came
that's
out
not-
from Tion.
That's not even the spell roll.
Change it from spell card to attack.
Or go to your attack on the first page of your sheet and see if it's programmed there, and that'll make it roll the attack, not the spell card.
Output attack. It's already set to attack.
Okay. Do
Cool.
you know
Thanks, Roll20.
Blue, do you know where all your weapons are underneath your hit dice? Is Acid Splash listed there?
No.
The weapon attacks?
Cool.
Okay,
I'll do it the old-fashioned way.
That's a dex save
Let's
from
open-
me.
It's a
Or
it's a
the-
dexterity saving throw. I'm rolling 40.
What's your DC?
My DC is 17.
Cool, he will succeed it. So he takes no damage.
Yep, because it's just a cantrip.
Yep, it's just a cantrip. You are saving them spells.
That's all I'm gonna do. And my turn.
Awesome. Awesome.
Speed is key.
Cool. Now Galgaron's turn.
Excuse me.
Nice one. You're all good. Yeah. Just checking the rolling of a spell.
You're next, Nemo.
I'm ready. So the dragon's not doing anything?
Oh, hold on. I think he's
I was just making
working
sure.
it out
I was
now.
just letting you know.
Cool. So, on his turn, Galgarond is going to cast Dimension Door on his brother's lair and bring one willing creature.
Wow.
Storm King Regent is coming in. And it's at this point you guys realize as Galgarond arrives in and extends out his wings essentially in this massive expanse, he's smaller than Klauth. Klauth has seemed to have grown a bit bigger than his brother.
He's a red dragon after all.
They're larger than life, but they're the only things that they ever hesitate to fight are golds. Plight, my guy, you roadrunner motherfucker, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to move and use Step of Wind. There, actually. I'm going to be breaking that up into separate parts, but the movement.
You could, but it's fine. Give me
anyway,
an athletics check to get over the water. Actually, no.
I
It's
can
your
run
jump.
on liquids.
Mine. You guys smell burning leather. It's just like the soles of their feet are somewhat burnt.
Shield.
Not to mention I'm parkour expert. I just jump on the rocks and stuff as I go.
Look, they're going so fast. The rules of 5e probably means they can clear that in a jump. Let's be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not to mention I can use my wisdom for strength checks. So
it's a moot point. Move on. Forget it.
I'm more surprised just because I get more layers added on that I wasn't expecting. I'd already given up like two examples ago.
Deliver your message.
I didn't stand right next to him, did
You're on. Right,
I mean, your token is.
Yeah.
I meant to be 5 feet away.
Okay, you're 5 feet away.
Because I use my quote-unquote astral arm, which is more of an astral limb in this case, because it's my legs. And I'm going to kick him with one of my astral hoofs.
Kick him in the jeans!
Right in the jaw.
You miss Klauth.
Mm-hmm.
And again.
You miss Klauth.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Again?
No, not again. Then I move that far
You
back.
run over to the lava. Okay, here's the thing. Do you have mobile? You do, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
That's fine. You run back. You basically do like two like wavy kicks down towards Klauth as they're focusing on like it, and as they did, like they kind of lifted their claw as their brother came in turning, and that's what you were attempting to kick up at, and you just whiffed twice.
We hate to see it.
Rubbish rolls.
Yeah. Plus 11. Oof. Roll of 4 and 3.
Woodwife, it is your turn.
Okay, so as much as I want to hit the monstrosity in front of me, I'm going to be a little bit more community orientated. So what I'm going to be doing is casting a Crusader's Mantle.
Bonus action?
That's an action.
Ooh, okay. Is it? Oh, yeah, and it's bonus action to then use it after the fact. I believe. No, excuse me. Crusader Mantle.
Instead of guessing, just click the spell description.
Which I was doing.
Oh, that is 1d4 additional radiant damage to everyone who hits within a 30-foot radius of you.
Take.
Of your choice. So that is your action to do. And would you like to move anywhere?
That's just what I'm thinking now. And come to think of it, give me a sec. I'm strategizing. So I'm going to put that aura on. Give me a sec.
Last one. How long does Crusader's Mantle last for?
That's a fair point.
It doesn't have the time put in it. So you dismantle 5e. A minute.
That's a minute of that, love. Cool. So, do you want to move?
Yep, I'm going to move a little bit forward just so that I can give my darling D&D wife a little bit of a boost.
Your wife.
My wife. My darling wife.
Is great success. Married a princess. Great success.
My darling wife in the art of war.
That's just your wife in general. Okay. Actually, no, I take that back. She didn't want to become a general. That's fair. Okay, so you just moved to there. Right, you're not going to move up any further. That's fine. Sarissa is currently commandeering ships outside with the aid of the other giants because they're having fun. Archknight's having fun. At the end of that, at the end of the turn, Klauth is focusing on Lakith, and as he was, Galgarond and Hecaton appeared behind him. As he turned to look at Galgarond, Varus with True Sight, you register this. The manifestation of Lakith that's behind him was basically in like a strained position. The moment he turned away, just entirely drops that, like drops the concept of being in pain, and just extends out her hand towards Klauth.
How far away is that gift from me?
The illusion of her is right about here. Sorry. Right about here.
We're both within 60 foot, dude. We can both do it. We could both say the words. Is this a spell?
No.
Aww.
She is using one of her Archon abilities. And as she does, in a language no one here understands. Sorry, Roman?
However, it was not messing with the very essence of the weave that the Archons do, not a spell.
They do a spell-like effect.
In the same way that magic items have magical effects, but those magical effects might not necessarily be spells.
Yo, these Archons are real sus.
Yeah, I know.
Die mad!
Sounds like somebody doesn't want us to counterspell.
Yep.
I'm going to take this spell to counter Archon ability.
Until an Archon decides to try and learn how to do it. Which, unfortunately, none are here. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
the best thing to counter an Archon's another Archon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Carry on,
which is why people call them. Anyway. But Klauth turns, basically, as Klauth is there, lifts up a hand, and just like smirks as she does. And you guys just see a fade wash over Klauth's eyes. And as she does, you just hear from her as she looks around at all of you. Do enjoy playing with my old mount. Give him my love. And she... That's where we're going to end the session.
Dun dun dun!
Well, we got like a round without him dunking on us. Which I think is pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then we were going to get there anyway.
We were planning to
so
dunk on him.
It's not a surprise.
Yeah. So, haha, now you have to fight him. Oh no, we weren't going to do that at all. No, what shall we...
At least now the decision of when do we go aggressive against him is made for us.
Yeah.
'Cause
If anything, this is
when-
the easy route.
When were we going to flip that card? Like, no one.
I activate my trap card, part of greed. It allows me to draw 2 cards. Or
But
class
this is the thing, is that
How much psychic damage can I deal by saying that?
because Galgarond and Hecaton were going aggressive anyway because probably we didn't share that strategy with them, that we were basically playing to Klauth. But never mind.
It was going to happen.
It was going to happen anyway. Yeah, it's fine. Right, well, we'll have to deal with that next week.
Yeah, guys, take care, much love, and I will see you all next week.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
I got him a new scope case.